Information with sellers until you want to, which means you control your car shopping experience. We even have a concierge service for those who want the VIP treatment. Experience car shopping made easy. Request your car today at onerequest.com.
One Request is not responsible for what you do with all the time you save.
Hi, this is Justin Cole, Private Wealth Manager at Creative Planning. Over the last few years, we have grown to one of the largest nationally recognized wealth management firms in the country. While we are proud of our success, we are most proud of our Kansas City roots. We were founded in Kansas City and remain headquartered here because there's no place we'd rather be. We're Kansas City strong. Thank you, Kansas City, for giving us a vibrant community in which to thrive. And thank you to our clients for putting your trust in us. We don't take this lightly. If you're not a client, we invite you to reach out for a free, no-obligation financial review with our experienced team of investment professionals, CPAs, and lawyers who will work together to build a comprehensive plan for you. You can find us at creativeplanning.com. That's creativeplanning.com. Or by calling 913-338-2727. 913-338-2727. Learn for yourself how Creative Planning has earned our recognition as a top national wealth advisory firm.
Aristocrat Motors Mercedes-Benz certified pre-owned vehicles, arduous inspections, impeccable history. From Kansas City's leading luxury automotive dealer. In March, you'll not only receive the unlimited confidence warranty that is a Mercedes-Benz exclusive, you can also receive 0% financing and a first payment credit up to $799. Aristocrat Motors, I-35 and Shawnee Mission Parkway, or online at aristocratmotors.com.
0% with approved credit for 36 months and payment credit on select models ends March 31, 21.
Sports Talk powered by fans. Sports Radio 810 WHB Kansas City. The power of sports.
Isn't this a sports show?
You know this about me. I love the goofs and the ha-has. And that, frankly, should be the name of this show. I love the goofs and the ha-has.
Almost entirely.
I think, for me, anything that's like, oh, cringe comedy, my general inclination is to step away from that. But this sounds much smarter than I was afraid it would be.
Your whole brand is cringe comedy, Josh.
That's fair.
This is Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco. Take the show with you by listening on the Sports Radio 810 mobile app at 810WHB.com or by searching for Almost Entirely Sports wherever you get your podcasts.
That was a upsetting sound that I had to make with my mouth.
This is Almost Entirely Sports on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
The Chiefs finally signed a receiver. What are y'all complaining about? I'm so confused. It's, the Chiefs need to sign a receiver. No, not that guy. Blah, blah, blah. It's just, you're all complainers. Brett Veach listened. He did what you wanted, right? Wrong. Wrong guy.
Did what I wanted.
Honestly, I at least kind of get it. The Chiefs did make a move today, though. A lot of NBA teams made a move. Beards, I'm off center. By like a lot.
Is it a little loud? That's a joke, Beards. That's perfect.
I honestly had to go through a couple times.
Move those microphones over there. That's also part of the problem.
No, it's that I'm off center. I mean, this is fine, but like I'm also like there's a microphone on the possum. That's okay. I'm just off center. I was yesterday also, but I kept trying to scoot in that direction so I could recenter for you because I didn't want to have to do this to you on the air. But today it's the beginning of the show. We may as well, straighten it out at the beginning. Listen, we've been busy. We've been trying to bring this show into Star Trek: The Next Generation. All right. We got your Facebook and your Twitch and your YouTube comments over on this side, and we got some things that we're hoping to make work in terms of some more stuff you've been asking about on the Twitch for being able to hear us during commercials and all that ding-dang stuff.
You don't want to hear us on commercials.
Sometimes that means that I don't sit down until 7 seconds before the show starts, and Beards and I don't get on the same page with my framing because we're trying to, run a headphone jack from my house to the studio. Like, it's just, we're innovators, all right? And sometimes innovation means struggles. Sometimes it means working with some hardware in a way that has you sort of hustling to get back to the chair in time. But I'll tell you what, you know who I'm working a little less hard than right now? You know who I'm feeling, you know who I bet is feeling a little less good about their last week of work than I am? It's not the Boston Celtics, although that would also be an acceptable answer. The Celtics, man, listen, I don't want to start the show here, but man, the Celtics are always so close to making a big move, and it just doesn't quite work out. But listen, man, Brad Stevens and them boys, they've ended up with 2-3 championships over these last several years. You can't doubt them. You can't doubt them.
So close. I saw somebody talking about that. Basically, Tim Connolly did what Danny Ainge would never do. Because Tim Connolly is the Nuggets president, and they said it broke. They said it legitimately hurt him to trade Archie Hampton. He believes in him that much, but that he thought, hey, with our core, we have to go for this now. And everybody was just like, Danny Ainge would never.
Listen, the Celtics are going to go for it eventually.
They've drafted great, so you don't have to do it as well when you have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Baby,
they drafted really well.
Yeah. Scoreboard.
Did you also see that
18-0.
None of those with Jason Tatum or Brad Stevens.
17-0.
Wait, 18-0.
7.
Nothing.
17.
Wait, what's the nothing?
How many rings both
Nuggets
of your
rings,
teams have?
Suns
Oh,
rings.
sorry. Oh, I thought you were going years. So I was because what the Celtics' last title
was Kevin
was
Garnett.
around. God, I don't remember what years are.
Let's go.
Was
ahead
Kevin
and do
Durant
the
still
last
playing
decade,
basketball in
Beers.
2020? That's a joke. I know he wasn't, but 2017 feels like it was I was about to say I think they won a title around 17 because that feels like it was a decade ago, and then I start remembering. Well, no, that's 4. I don't think Kevin Durant, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen were not Celtics in 2017.
Kevin Durant was never a Celtic?
Or Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
He's never a Celtic. Yeah, Beers. Never say never.
Listen, and the Celtics aren't going to win a championship until they do get Kevin Durant. 2008 they won.
He might.
2008.
Yeah.
Let's play within the last decade and change, Beers. Why don't we do that, huh? Why don't we do that? Smarmy mother bleeper.
The Celtics are like the Yankees. They're just we have all these titles. Sure, we haven't won one in 25 years, but
the Yankees have won one more recently than the Celtics have.
It's true.
I think it was 2009, right?
Sounds right.
They didn't win one on the teams. I think they did win in 2009. They sure did.
Or Cardinal. Actually, you know what? I take it back. Celtics fans are Cardinals fans. That's the right comparison.
It really does make me sad that one of my favorite stupid dynamics of this show is our Celtics, Nuggets, Suns triumvirate of teams and how angry we all are at everyone else's favorite teams. But
I disagree. I love the Suns. I've always been I've always been a Suns stan. Now I enjoyed making fun of. I didn't like it that I didn't like the Suns necessarily being bad. I just enjoyed the pain that it caused you.
Right.
But I like the Suns themselves because they were who is our age or around our age, growing up watching the NBA, doesn't like the Suns. Because their style when we were in high school and junior high was amazing. It was so much fun to watch.
As opposed to Beards' favorite teams, which pretended the three-point line didn't exist. It actually literally didn't exist for some of Beards' real highlights.
All about the back to the basket, throw it into the paint.
But it bums me out that nobody listening right now really is that invested. Most people are not that invested in the specific suffering that all of us are inflicting on each other. Makes me sad.
I kind of disagree. It's not that they care specifically about the Nuggets, the Celtics, or the Suns, but they are invested in our suffering. They are they want to see us suffer, and I think they get enjoyment out of that.
That's true.
Yeah.
The people
as they absolutely should.
The people listening to this show on a regular basis are rooting against all three of our teams instead of each of us rooting against two of them on behalf of the other one.
100%.
Anyway, the trade deadline happened today. The Celtics aren't going to win bleep. The Nuggets made a move, and the Suns did literally nothing.
I mean, the Nuggets probably still aren't going to win bleep. I mean, here's the thing. If LeBron and Anthony Davis aren't in the playoffs, Nuggets got a chance.
Well,
if
listen,
they are,
I heard that the Celtics are really close to landing LeBron and Anthony Davis. They got really close, and they decided that this of a Nets first round pick somewhere, Beards.
Probably.
I don't think so.
I think they're all gone now.
I'll be gone in they'll be 20. I'll be long dead, and the Celtics are still going to have a Nets first round pick.
I think they're wearing the jerseys number 7 and 0 currently. Those two Nets picks on the Celtics roster.
No, I mean like a physical. I understand what you're saying, but I still mean like a physical pick because that's how many the Nets traded
Tatum
away.
was the Sixers. Never mind.
Yes, because they trade. Well, he was the Sixers, but then you trade the Nets pick to get the Sixers pick. There go.
Boy, even I don't care about this now.
remember.
Because remember, you guys traded from
Markelle Fultz.
Yes,
The Fultz pick.
which was the Nets pick, because you guys obviously weren't, bad that year.
Yeah, that sounds
So
right.
in a way, it's still the Nets pick. You traded the Nets
Sure.
pick
Well,
for the 76ers pick to get Jason Tatum.
Beers mentioned 7 and 0, which I think is fun because 7 is how many more years I'm going to not give a bleep about the Celtics winning nothing, and 0 is how many championships they've won with all those Nets picks. So, really is some
Good point.
important sort of details within that
When was
environment.
it hasn't been that long, I know, Beards. When was the last Eastern Conference Finals for the Celtics? I mean, it's got to
thought
be
for
within
sure I was
like
gonna
3
talk
years,
about
right?
Demarcus
2 years
Robinson
ago.
tonight.
That's what I was going to say. I figured it was within 2 years ago. Nuggets were in last year.
Okay.
You want to hear my NBA fun fact?
Yeah,
Trade
hold on.
deadline fun fact?
Go ahead, Beers. Play the imaging for Rudy's fun fact. You've got it. Rudy's fun NBA fact. Go fact yourself.
There are 3 players in the NBA with the name Gary, and all 3 were traded today. Gary Harris to Orlando, Gary Clark to Denver, and then Gary Trent Jr. to Toronto? Or not Toronto. Yeah,
Yes.
Toronto. Yes, Toronto.
Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa. True. Good point. He's going to win a title this year.
Has anyone?
Well, he'll at least win an Eastern Conference Finals.
Have either of you guys seen Gary Hales today?
I have not actually. Oh, boy. Do
We
trade
have
Gary.
we have one. Oh my God,
I mean, we have a Louisville station.
guys,
Gary could be in Louisville.
where's Lee Zach?
Oh, no.
Oh no.
I wasn't awake there early enough to hear if it was on the radio or
Oh
not.
no! Well, it was before the deadline.
true, it's
That was
true.
before the deadline. Somebody
True.
check Lezak's Twitter. We have one Gary that works here at Union Broadcasting, Gary Hales, and I'm afraid, and I mean that in the past tense. I'm afraid he may now work for some station in Toronto/Tampa.
I mean, if he does, he'll win a title.
I don't think I
At least he'll
personally.
make a title appearance.
Hold on, I just looked at my Twitter. What's that? Hold on. Yes. Uh-huh. Go on. No. The snail from SpongeBob is in Jimmy Neutron now.
What?
Wow.
Gary?
Breaking news. Beers, can I get the breaking news sound effect, please?
Oh, you want that breaking
Yeah,
sound effect?
Gary the snail now is the pet of Jimmy Neutron. Jimmy Neutron's RoboDog now lives in Bikini Bottom, and he is rusting. It is a bad situation. That was a bad trade for both sides. Gary the snail is dying, and so is the RoboDog.
I feel like there was an episode of Jimmy Neutron, though, where the Robo-Dog is like a submarine.
Almost
underwater.
certainly. No, that's totally fair. It's probably a worse trade for Gary the snail because he's
Not
gonna
great.
he's gonna need some water pretty soon. I
But
think
to be fair, Jimmy Neutron's smart enough. He could, like, build
a waterproof dog.
The dopest
Oh!
setup for Gary the
So
Snail.
now Gary the snail is basically like Krang from Ninja
yes,
Turtles.
basically, yes.
You gave him a bunch of cybernetic enhancements?
Yeah.
Legs and stuff?
That's why they did the trade. SpongeBob now can just ride the RoboDog around Bikini Bottom.
Yep.
And
he doesn't have to worry about needing a driver's license.
Nope.
Because, hey, we know. SpongeBob.
It's not gonna happen.
I appreciate the tenacity.
Yeah, it's
and,
not
you know,
gonna
it's that never give up attitude. You're never getting it, man.
Yeah.
It's just not happening.
Just not going to happen. So you get a RoboDog. He
not
can
gonna happen.
chauffeur you around. He's licensed. He's a very smart robot dog.
Very smart.
And now Gary the snail is like Krang from Ninja Turtles. So the Chiefs made one move today, and eventually I'm probably going to have to continually re-sod over the same dirt a couple times tonight vis-a-vis. Why are you hitting your microphone just for fun?
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes I just got to do something.
It makes a sound.
I was, see, I can't actually hear it, so I didn't realize it was making a
Really?
sound.
Well, that's because your headphones are quieter than mine because our headphones are broken.
Probably true. So go back because I want to make a joke.
Oh.
Chiefs are signing a receiver. Did they sign Juju Smith-Schuster?
They didn't.
Ah,
Nor was it Emmanuel Sanders from 4 years ago.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Nor was it Larry Fitzgerald.
Yes.
What about Randy Moss?
Randy Moss might be an upgrade at this
Okay,
point.
since I've given out a fun fact about the NBA, fun fact about Larry Fitzgerald.
Hold on. You've never said this fact before. I want to make sure it has plenty of fanfare. Beards, go ahead and hit the jingle. No, that's breaking news. This is a fun fact. Rudy's fun NFL fact. Go fact yourself.
Larry Fitzgerald has more career tackles in the NFL than he has dropped passes
Wow, that's the first time that stat's ever been on this radio station.
this week. Did you see that another Disney character star is going to be a serial killer in a Netflix show?
I did.
And I'm here for this Disney stars as serial killers trend, FYI. I meant to talk about this to you before the show, and I literally just remembered this very second. I just thought to myself, go for it.
Yeah, it's crazy, but Jimmy Neutron's going to be Hannibal Lecter in the Silence of the Lambs reboot. Is that what it was? It was Evan Peters as being...
Yeah, Evan Peters is...
Who's Evan Peters?
Did you watch WandaVision?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He's Quicksilver.
Okay.
Not that that's related if you haven't seen WandaVision yet.
Netflix movie. Oh, is it? It's not. It's
can't,
Jeffrey Dahmer. That's who it is.
Jeffrey
Dahmer.
I can't believe you brought that up without knowing the details of the
I just
snippet.
forgot. There were so many of them in that time.
It's incredible.
There was a lot of guys.
SpongeBob is playing BTK. It's a dark. It's
very fitting, weirdly enough.
On Paramount Plus, they're going really dark on a couple different storylines.
What Disney character, not like actual actor, but Disney fictional character? You can throw Nickelodeon. I mean, whatever. Which children's character?
See, I was going to make the joke that both of the Sprouse twins were playing Jack the Ripper. But then you went and threw that piece of information out there.
Like stacked on top of each other in a trench coat?
No, they were just going to switch between actors, and you never knew which one was which, and it was never brought up.
That's pretty funny.
I never watched that show. That was a little after me. Is there a reason why they would be Jack the Ripper?
I don't know.
That I'm not getting. Okay,
I just picked a serial killer name.
Yeah, that's fine. I just thought maybe there was like something from the show that like it's like, oh yeah, they're Jack the Ripper because of blank.
I think.
I mean, one of the Sprouse twins is doing real dark stuff on Riverdale, from what I've heard. I forget which one it is. That's in Riverdale.
Which serial killer was also a cannibal?
I
need a cannibal serial killer. I really want to talk about Demarcus Robinson.
Serial killer. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Played by Poe the Teletubby.
Is Poe the most likely out of the four of them to be a serial killer? Yes. Or is it the vacuum?
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer was the...
I guess it could be the vacuum.
Was the... is the one that we would know, but Joachim Kroll is definitely one of the worst cannibal serial killers that's ever lived.
Or is he one of the best?
It's a good point. I would say he's the best by being the worst.
Well, because I think there's an argument to be made that I'm the best cannibal because I'm at 0. That's the best number to be at.
But see that
I'm tied
but
for
you're
best.
not. But you're not good at it, right?
Sure.
Because like, do you know what body part would be like the best to eat? Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. Here's the thing. I wouldn't judge you. At this point, everybody in this country has watched at least 10 true crime Netflix documentaries about a serial killer, right? That eats people. We all know some weird stuff about serial killers that we probably shouldn't know, but Netflix has just forced it upon us.
All right, Rudy. What part of the body do you want to eat the most?
I mean,
you're on deck.
It's got to be the rib, right? Nah, I don't know. Shoulder. I feel like a shoulder blade.
Beards, if you were a serial killer, what would you eat?
I'm gonna go with the shoulder.
This is the tax I have to pay before I can talk about Demarcus Robinson. We're all getting fired.
Finger snacks?
Did he say finger snacks?
He did. If I was a serial killer, you know what I'd eat first?
Are the fingers the finger snack?
The shrimp tails.
I don't like reading about these cannibal serial killers. I don't like this.
No, I don't either. You brought us here. Why did you bring us here?
I don't remember.
I wanted to talk about Demarcus Robinson, and we ended up on Gary Facts.
That's your fault.
No, it's not.
You're right.
Thank you. So the Chiefs signed Demarcus Robinson today. What face are you? Why are you making?
Sorry,
that face?
it's
This had better be good.
Otis Toole, who was a cannibal serial killer, was stated by Lucas, who was like his partner, I guess, stated that the Toole would take his victims and cook them over a barbecue. Lucas knew he wasn't a cannibal because he didn't like the taste of Toole's barbecue sauce.
What?
Yeah. He was a barbecue man, apparently.
So, but
I guess, would turn his victims into barbecue sauce. Parts of them, at the very least.
Can you be friends with a cannibal if you're not a cannibal?
Well,
I feel
he was
like
definitely
that's a one.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely like like murdering with him, with him. He just
okay.
wasn't into the eating part.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he enjoyed eating the ribs of his victims. Yeah, I feel like ribs, I guess, would be this was something that Lucas disapproved of later, because Lucas, the man who helped murder these people, he was the real shining star of the group.
How did we get here?
Whew.
What? I got a tweet from Derek Gerard on Twitter saying, at JB Brisco, tenderloin runs along your spine. Yummy.
Nathan on Facebook says, great show, guys.
To be fair, I think he said that before we started
No. It was from 2 minutes ago. This was at 7:17 p.m. We were absolutely down this road by 7:17 p.m. Slow news day, huh?
If I had to play a cannibal in a TV series, do you know who I'd want to play? You know who I'd want to play as?
I think I know where you're going.
I'd like to stay kind of in a similar lane to where we exist currently, in the sports world.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'd like to
Kneecap
star.
related?
I'd like to star in the Dan Campbell story. That's what I'd like to do. Thank you, JT, for bringing up the kneecaps on the Twitch.
I saw that, and I saw that you glanced over. I was like, oh, I know where he's going.
That clearly, I think JT is right. Clearly, the most delicious part must be the kneecaps.
And his nickname is Man Cannibal.
I think we've added to that. I think that nickname has gotten so far away that it's not really even derivative of his name anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it was Man Campbell.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be either Man Campbell or Dan Cannibal.
Can it be Dan the Man Cannibal?
No.
Man the Dan, Man of Cannibal?
How many of these Netflix documentaries do you think he watches?
Sorry, did you say how much film does he watch? Because all of it. You think that Dan Campbell has ever? Do you think he knows what Netflix is? Are you kidding me?
Oh no, I thought you were saying that it's not a Netflix documentary to him. It's film.
Because it's film. That's actually a good point. No.
That's where I thought you were going.
No, Dan Campbell has never watched a Netflix anything before because that screen is exclusively for watching film.
Of Jeffrey Dahmer.
You gotta get a leg up on that barbecue, on the competition. This is definitely the second night in a row where I thought the first segment was going to be a Chief thing. It ended up being about bull bleep nonsense. And then the next segment was about a Chiefs thing. But we could still do that. We'll talk baseball. David Lesky of Inside the Crown at 9. Tamara Day will join us to talk about a cool giveaway we've got going on at 18whb.com right now. You can go get a spoiler alert if you want to check that out. I'm not going to ask her who her favorite cannibal is.
I bet she has one.
I bet she doesn't.
Everybody who has Netflix has one. It's Netflix's fault. Here's the thing.
Wow.
It's Netflix's fault. I think the most watched genre on Netflix is true crime documentaries. It's Netflix's fault. Blame Netflix.
That's a pretty bold take, I think.
Blame Netflix. Don't get rid of it because I like it.
I hear a helicopter outside that I have to imagine is coming to extract Rudy. At this point, I will walk him out to the balcony and flag him down with I will shoot a flare into the sky to get Rudy out of this studio as quickly as possible because he just like a cartoon character tied a comedically large bib around his neck, and I'm starting to get really nervous. I'm going to protect my kneecaps. Whenever we come back, we'll talk about Demarcus Robinson.
Want more Almost Entirely Sports? Watch the show live on the Sports Radio 810 Facebook page.
Hey, Kansas City, Steven St. John here for NJ Diet. Are you still holding on to those winter pandemic pounds? Be slimmer before summer since it only takes 40 days to lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds with NJ Diet. NJ Diet's program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements based on your hair, saliva, and blood work. Then, NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet and workout regimen to help you keep it off. And if you don't want to do it alone, who does? NJ Diet is with you every step of the way. You'll be fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat and not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is all natural, no shots, no hormones, and no surgery. Located close by in Overland Park, or you can watch live online video consultations from home. Call 855-5NJ-DIET. That's 855-5NJ-DIET. Or go to njdiet.com and lose the weight for good. That's njdiet.com.
Kansas City's hometown sports station, Sports Radio 810 WHB.
First, I just want to say thank you to Clark and the Hunt family. It's just so excited to be here, part of the Chiefs organization. The opportunity to come to a place like this, I wanted to schedule it early in the free agency because I know there's a litany of players jumping at this opportunity to come into a building like this.
When you want the latest on your favorite teams, tune into your hometown radio station, Sports Radio 810 WHB.
There's nothing like the sounds of your son learning to dribble, or the sounds of your daughter learning to tap dance. A local family-owned hardwood flooring specialist company wants to help you remember these sounds for the rest of your life with a quality wood floor. Acme Floor has been in business for almost 100 years and is so entrusted with its workmanship and quality of materials that KU and MU called them to build their wood basketball courts. You may not be looking for a basketball court, but Acme Floor can help you create the sounds and look you want in your home. From the floor at the Nelson Atkins Block Building, UMKC Swinney Rec, the stages at the Kauffman Center, to your kitchen. No project is too big and no budget is too small. If you're looking at laying a new floor, refinish or resurface your hardwood floors, why not call the best? Give Acme Floor Company a call at 913-888-3200. Acme Floor Company works with both residential and commercial customers. Go by their Lenexa showroom at 10100 Marshall Drive. 4-generation family-owned and operated.
If you could create your dream engagement ring, what would it look like? Come to Shane Company and let us help you bring your vision to life. You'll be delighted when you see our selection of unique ring settings, designed in-house and meticulously crafted to look beautiful from every angle, in platinum, yellow gold, white gold, and our signature shade of rose gold. In addition to the classics, we have trending styles, stunning halo designs, including popular hidden halos, elegant floral rings, intricate vintage looks, Art Deco designs, and more. For your center stone, choose a sparkling diamond in your favorite shape, or perhaps a vibrant ruby or colorful sapphire. Our sapphires come in over a dozen colors, like cognac, raspberry, and blue-green. All our stones are natural, ethically sourced, and hand-picked for their beauty. We can't wait to help you bring your vision to life. This ring represents your love story. Why not make it perfect?
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Hey investors, have you always wanted to get into the real estate investing game but don't have the money? Crossroads Investment Lending loans money for fix and flips. Locally owned and here to help you fund your real estate project. Call 913-766-2900 or go to kclend.com. That's kclend.com. Crossroads Investment Lending has helped hundreds of KC investors make their real estate deals happen. Call 913-766-2900 or go to kclend.com.
This is Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco.
This whole segment has been kind of the first quarter of Chiefs-Texans.
On Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Now I'm going to talk about Demarcus Robinson. The Chiefs did, in fact, make exactly one move today. And it hasn't broken the mold of many of the conversations we've been having, where the Chiefs have done exactly two types of things at this point, really. They've signed guards, and they have signed former Chiefs. And this obviously lands in the second section of that. Demarcus Robinson is back on his second consecutive one-year deal. He's had 5 years with the Chiefs, which seems crazy, but it's true. He'll be going into his sixth year, even though all of his offensive stats have come in the last 4. He didn't really get any offensive work at all as a rookie.
And I mean, honestly, a lot of them came in the last 2.
Yeah,
most of it. I feel like most of his production's really been the last 2 years.
It's literally all within the last 2, or within the last 4. I'm gonna find out. I think there's a little earlier than you think, but
and there might be. I guess I just meant like more percentage, like a high percentage.
Yeah, I mean it was 212, 288, 249, or excuse me, 22 this yardage for the year. 212, 288, 449, 466. So yeah, sure. It's also all been in essentially bit rolls. Again, last year he hit free agency. Market wasn't really there for him. Came back on a 1-year deal. This year, he hits free agency, and then today, he comes back on a 1-year deal. And I was tweeting this at the time. We now have, I think, most of the answers we need here. But at the time, I tweeted, listen, the Chiefs bringing back Demarcus Robinson, and look, I get it. He's not D-Rob, he's D-Rob. I get it. The moment of his that I remember the best from last year was not him running backwards. It was him not running backwards to come get the pass against the Raiders that ended up being intercepted. Whenever he was supposed to get to the end of his stem and turn back around and come back for the ball, and he just stood there, and then the pass got picked off. It was very evident by watching Patrick Mahomes in that play that he thought Robinson was going to come back for the ball there, and he should have. There were a lot of frustrating Demarcus Robinson moments. But do you know, I know this is going to sound at least a little silly, but one of the reasons that he had a chance to have some moments that you're not thrilled about, even as he did have nearly 500 yards in the season, which is in no way gangbusters. But one of the reasons that he had a couple of memorable mistakes is because he was on the field. He has been healthy throughout the course of his career, and he has at least enough of Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes' trust to be where he's supposed to be. Now, the thing that I mentioned and the thing that had me really upset with him last year was an instance where he did not capitalize on being where he was supposed to be. He did not come back for the ball, and that ended in an interception. But think about the difference between the usage we've seen from Demarcus Robinson, Sammy Watkins, and McCole Hardman. Use all three of those guys if you want. Sammy Watkins has just been plagued by injuries. We all know that. McCole Hardman just, by the second half of this season, he was showing up in the first 15 plays of the game, and you go, oh, hell yeah, McCole Hardman game. Nice. And then he would disappear. That's because the Chiefs were manufacturing touches from McCole Hardman. And outside of the incredibly precise structure, he was not getting targets. He wasn't even getting as many snaps as I expected him to, especially with Sammy Watkins being out. He wasn't even close to contributing on the level that you expected him to be, where you thought, well, at the very least, the Chiefs trust him being out there. There is a value, a positive value to Demarcus Robinson. What I said at the time is I was going to be really curious to see what the contract would be, and then ultimately how the Chiefs view him in their current wide receiver room. We later found out in this tweet from Aaron Wilson, who covers the Texans for The Athletic, which is, I don't know how he ended up being the guy here, but he did. Wide receiver Demarcus Robinson's 1-year deal with the Chiefs is a veteran minimum deal worth $1.137 million fully guaranteed, including his $137,500 signing bonus, according to a league source. Demarcus Robinson is making the least amount of money that he is allowed to make under the collective bargaining agreement with the Kansas City Chiefs. That is fine. Because, look, I would make this argument in some circumstances, so I'm sure some of you listening would make this argument. You go, well, okay, but why, just pay an undrafted free agent whatever the UDFA minimum is, like $600,000 or $700,000? I'm not even sure if that's what it is anymore, but it's less than $1 million. Hey, why don't you save an extra $500,000 or something and just throw in a UDFA down there, and then maybe there's a chance that he develops. You just get the fastest undrafted free agent that's out there, and just throw him at the end of the depth chart, and maybe he can return kicks here and there as well. I understand why you would say that, but there's also an answer to that question. That is not a rhetorical question. The answer is you need to have a receiver that will hear the play in the huddle and know what that means immediately. Becoming productive and becoming a full and fully capable part of Andy Reid's offense takes time. We have seen evidence of that time and time again. Demarcus Robinson is not going to beat a whole bunch of man coverage. He's not going to find every gap in the zone. He's not going to be overwhelming. He will have some drops. He's also had some circus catches. It's been relatively limited, though. But he will have some drops, and he will make some mistakes. But especially in light of how the McCole Hardman 2020 season played out, I think it becomes even more evident that the Chiefs see a real value in fully being able to trust the person on the field running that route. Also, if the Chiefs' number 2 and 3 wide receivers this year are a guy making the veteran minimum and a third-year guy on his rookie contract who has not shown that he is ready to be a fully well-rounded wide receiver, I will be really surprised and really bummed. Now, the issue here is I said be really surprised. You might say, okay, so who are they going to sign? Golden Tate? Maybe. Bring back Sammy Watkins? Maybe. I don't know. I'm out of names at this point.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Maybe. I still don't know if he's trying to play or not, honestly. I've heard virtually nothing on the Larry Fitzgerald front.
Or tackles and catches. Or drop catches. Drop balls. You can't drop a catch.
That was some good self-correction there, Rudy. You were saying things, correcting mistakes, making mistakes, and correcting them again all at once. That was beautiful.
Progress.
Can you mark that? That might have been Rudy's most galaxy brain. It was fascinating to watch.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, but I think he nailed it at the end. I mean, it was fun. It was a good dismount.
It felt smooth too. Like it was just
it was
one
good.
point to another. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was just sort of a roller coaster ride. But with that being the concern, I don't think the Chiefs missed out on Juju and Josh Reynolds and all of those guys. And listen, I think we may have gone a little bit too hard on the Josh Reynolds paint. I think Juju would have been a difference maker. I think a few of those guys that signed earlier would have been a difference maker. Josh Reynolds probably would have been an improvement, but I'm not heated about it.
Josh Reynolds is probably he is. I would say is what you are what the Chiefs wanted Demarcus Robinson to be. Right? He's a premier number 3 receiver.
Yeah.
You don't want him to be your 2. If he's your 3, you feel real good about about your situation. If he has to be your number 2 for a game or two, fine. But he's not but yes, I think there's this notion that he could step in and be the Chiefs. Now, I guess you could say in the Chiefs offense, he would be the number 3 receiver, even though he's technically the number 2 because of Kelsey, whatever. Right. Point being, yeah, I think we overblew the Josh Reynolds.
But regardless of what ends up actually happening from this point forward, because that's where we have to live right now, in this moment, signing Demarcus Robinson to a veteran minimum deal as a competent NFL wide receiver. Here's the thing, man. You can talk about his drops, and sometimes I just think we're all too close. We are all so, and this is not me excuse making, because I think being hyper-focused on the Chiefs allows us oftentimes to have better conversations about them. But sometimes because we are just staring the Chiefs in the face, we are 2 inches away from the Chiefs all the time, we forget, Rudy, can you please Google how much Nelson Aguilar got in free agency here? Because you want to talk about a guy who is literally famous for his bad hands. Mm-hmm. What contract did he sign this offseason?
I have it loading.
Whatever that number is, Demarcus Robinson is getting the veteran minimum as a wide receiver in the Chiefs offense who can at least do the job.
2-year contract with a total value of $22 million. 22nd richest wide receiver deal on a per-year basis in the NFL.
You kidding me? For Nelson Aguilar.
Career year last year, 48 catches, 896 yards, 8 touchdowns. Was first in yards per reception.
For Nelson Aguilar. In 2019, and people also ask, this is how many drops did Nelson Aguilar have in 2019? Here's just a little snippet. Because there was such an issue during the season. Oh, this is all of the Eagles. This is my fault. Nelson Aguilar apparently in 2019, at least through 10 games, had dropped 9.3% of his catchable passes. He had 4 drops and 39 catches.
Remember there was the, I believe it was a guy who worked for the city.
And
like
the Patriots paid him, by the way.
Yeah. There was the guy who, the trash, I think he was a trash man in Philadelphia, who just was roasting Nelson Aguilar.
Because he got a baby that like fell out of a building, right?
Like, that's how bad it was.
It got that bad.
That just, for no reason, people were just roasting Nelson Aguilar. Like, yeah, he would have dropped this baby.
And he just got an $11 million per year deal over 2 years with the Patriots. I don't know how much that's guaranteed. I don't know how much of that is real money. But he just got paid. Demarcus Robinson on a veteran deal, specifically with the Chiefs, a veteran minimum deal, is totally fine. He should not.
$16 million guaranteed.
Oh! That's 16 Demarcus Robinsons! 15, I guess, with the change.
Yeah.
He should not be this team's number 2 wide receiver.
2/3 of them.
Right now, the Chiefs are a Tyreek Hill injury away from trotting out receivers made up of Demarcus Robinson, McCole Hardman, Byron Pringle. That is not an NFL wide receiving core. It's just simply not.
Yeah, Aguilar has a dead cap hit of $10 million next year. He going to get this money. He's going to get all that money. There's a cap hit of $15 million.
Good for him.
Patriots really went wild this offseason.
They really did. The 2 tight ends, I think, actually made a lot of sense. Everything else they did has been very confusing.
They did literally what they spent years not doing. Now, you can do that when you have Tom Brady at quarterback, and then when all of a sudden you lose Tom Brady at quarterback, you're kind of forced to maybe go about things a little bit differently.
But if you are in a place where the Chiefs were several hours ago, where your number 2 receiver was McCole Hardman and your number 3 receiver is Byron Pringle, adding Demarcus Robinson into that mix as maybe a poor man's healthy Sammy Watkins, as somebody that is at least able to play that X receiver position competently and not be literally lost, there's value in that.
Also,
you don't treat Demarcus Robinson like he's the big signing that you've been waiting on. And if the Chiefs fail to make that signing, which right now it seems like they might, if they fail to draft somebody that immediately takes that job from him, that's going to end up being a problem. But that's not a Demarcus Robinson problem. That's an everyone else surrounding that problem.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. This does not prevent them from going out and I don't know who it is that they're going to sign at this point. My guess is, at this point, if the decision is to add a receiver, I would say the draft is the better way to go. Just at this point, I would just rather take my shot right in the draft, especially because we've just seen it, especially over the last few years. Receivers are developing at a different rate than they really ever have in the history of college football.
Worry about the assimilation,
and that's understandable with the Chiefs, and for the Chiefs standpoint, that's totally understandable.
Yeah.
I think the point is, or part of it is like, is there that guy though that you go out and sign and all of a sudden he's ready to go right off the bat? I don't know if that guy exists. Maybe there's a trade. Maybe a guy ends up getting cut in out of camp this summer.
Yeah.
There will be somebody. It's a move that does not prevent you from making another move for another wide receiver, but it gives you a little bit of support in case you're not able to. Again, if they don't add anybody, again, my guess is it would have to be in the draft because I just don't see that guy in free agency. And again, maybe there's a trade, maybe a guy gets cut we don't see coming. That's all totally possible. I just never expect obviously stuff that may or may not happen. There will be guys in the draft. There will be guys who are good. I'm hoping the Chiefs decide, hey, this is the year. This is another year that we're going to go out and target somebody within the first 3 rounds to play receiver, or maybe it's tight end. I don't really care. Pass catcher.
Yeah.
Go out and get another pass catcher.
And the place that I'm left bothered at this point, and this is back into the larger conversation, there are still a lot of gaps in this roster. But one thing that came up a little bit yesterday that I think has been a largely kind of under-discussed element of all of this, with all of the Chiefs' current major top-of-line issues, I think end up being that whenever you have the issue they have right now of having no number 2 receiver, no left tackles, no centers, no legitimate number 2 defensive ends, it also typically points to a major depth problem. They have a little more depth at end right now. I think they need a starter more than they need more depth at end.
Yeah.
But at this point,
they have plenty of rotational guys you feel comfortable with, but it's just who's the guy who's going to be out there the majority of the snaps.
And at this point, you also need to have some dudes.
Mm-hmm.
You need to fill out the roster. And if one of your options to fill out the roster is a receiver who's done it with you for a bunch of years, all right. That's okay. He's Mike Rimmers, but probably not quite as good I think Mike Rimmers is a little better at his job probably than Demarcus Robinson is at his, or at the very least, one tackle ends up being more impactful than one out of several. There's only one right tackle on the field at a time. You get three receivers often. So there's probably a sliding scale there, but I tweeted out a picture of a circle and said, this is the Venn diagram of people who hate the Mike Rimmers signing and people who hate the Demarcus Robinson signing. Listen, the Chiefs have a couple issues. They have a star and starter problem at several positions. They have a mid-tier talent problem across the roster. Mm-hmm. But they also, eventually, needed to sign some dudes that could help fill out the bottom of the roster. Demarcus Robinson doing that is completely okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at a list. Like, Adam Humphries is all right. Des Bryant's a name.
Oh, God, Des Bryant is out there,
Tavon Austin's basically Tyreek Hill.
I've heard that before.
I wouldn't hate D.D. Westbrook. He's at least young. You're like, maybe.
Golden Tate is a weird one because he got a lot. I think he got paid like 2 years ago, and he's just falling off the face of the planet.
And there's a little bit of that. One, he's obviously getting older, but also he had Daniel Jones throwing him the football.
True.
I imagine that doesn't help.
Yeah, that's probably true.
But also he is getting older.
And they're gonna have to. Here's the thing: is that they're gonna have to draft a young receiver. I do think that. I think at this point that's gotta happen. Mm-hmm. The issue is they also have to draft a young left tackle. They almost certainly want to draft a young center. They will almost certainly draft highly a young edge.
They don't do that.
They need those things.
First round corner.
But they need all of them. If they take a corner in the first round, I'll be even.
This would be the year that they would do it. The year where, don't get me wrong, I'm never going to be mad about a first round corner. But in the year in which they need a first round corner, maybe the least since we've started this campaign, this would be the year that they draft the first round corner.
It's tough. That'd be tough.
But if it's Asante Samuel Jr., I'm all for it.
They're in an interesting place right now, man. They really are, because everyone who is telling me to calm down is also failing to provide any names that should result in some sort of spiritual calming. Like that's where the Chiefs are at this point. But Demarcus Robinson doesn't change any of that. He's not going to be this team's second receiver. He shouldn't be this team's second receiver. I'll say that. But if you have Tyreek Hill, somebody else, Demarcus Robinson, McCole Hardman, Byron Pringle, all of a sudden you got a nice little receiving core that's got some nice depth to it.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Would not be mad at that. It's a great name. Would not be mad. Good name, good player. Would not be mad about that. They also have a lot of other holes to fill as well.
Yeah, but receivers is more fun.
Absolutely. I think receivers the most fun outside of the quarterback division. They did draft basically a receiver in the first round last year, though, which I feel like we really have been discounting for the majority of this segment.
At JB Brisco, at Beards McFly, at Not That Rudy, at Sports Radio 810. Just do it already.
The DePasquale Moore Law Firm has partnered up with the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association to offer a free combine for rising senior football players in the Metro on Sunday, April 17th. High school seniors in the Greater Kansas City area should contact their football coach to see if they are eligible. Deadline is April 1st. It's the DePasquale Moore 2021 Combine, April 17th at Baser Linwood High School. Contact your high school football coach today. Space is limited.
Squeaky doors, clogged sinks, finicky engines. When things break around the house, you take care of it. However, when something's off in the bedroom, you just try not to think about it. Come on, man, what are you waiting for? Take care of it. Go to GetRoman.com/JakeG now. Why Roman? Because you get a free online evaluation and ongoing care for ED, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping. The whole process is straightforward and discreet. Getting started is simple. Just go to GetRoman.com/JakeG and complete an online visit. Take care of your ED without leaving your home. Complete an online visit today to connect with a healthcare professional and take care of it. Go to GetRoman.com/JakeG now and you'll get $15 off your first month. That's GetRoman.com/JakeG. It's really time to take care of your ED. And remember, get started today and you'll save $15 off your first order of ED treatment.
The Tournament of Savings is at Robert Brogdon Buick GMC in Olathe. Get slam dunk deals on all remaining 2020 Buick models, including up to $15,000 off a new Buick Enclave or 32% off a new Buick Encore. Plus, they've got the area's largest inventory of 2021 GMC Sierra 1500s. You'll score big with Brogdon's outstanding selection, service, and savings. Visit Robert Brogdon Buick GMC on I-35 in Santa Fe and Olathe or at robertbrogdon.com. On select models includes all available incentives and rebates. See dealer for details.
Let's take a second to think. Are you happy with your job? Maybe it's because your job is not a career. Let's change that by joining Team RMEC Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. If you're looking for a career as an installation or repair technician, then let's talk. There's a reason why RMEC leads the way in the greater Kansas City area, and that's because we treat people right, provide professional industry training, and give our team members the backdrop of a strong brand to stand with. RMEC also provides a market-leading benefits package with a 401k plan, health, dental, life, and vision insurance, as well as paid time off. And let's not forget, the top pay in the industry. This is why RMEC is one of the fastest growing companies in Kansas City. The time to join is now. Let's turn your job into your career today. Visit www.r-mech.com to apply or call 816-920-5955 for more information.
Tired of looking at the same countertops, cabinets, and tile? Shop EuroSelect Countertops and Decor, where you will find all home furnishings and excellent customer service. Contact the EuroSelect team and mention Sports Radio 810 to receive 10% off your entire project. Call 913-602-1303 or visit their showroom for the most unique selection to fit any budget. And they have great financing options available. Find out more at eselectstone.com.
Every weekday on Sports Radio 810, tune in to hear Kansas City's favorite local lineup. At 6 a.m., wake up with the Border Patrol with Stephen St. John and Nate Bucati. At 10, it's The Zone with Jason Anderson. Now at 2, get into the program with Soren Petro. And wrap up your day on Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco. Kansas City's hometown sports station. Sports Radio 810 WHB. This is Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco.
If you want to throw bread at me for $5, you can 100% do that.
On Sports Radio 810 WHB.
You can watch the show in addition to listening to it if you go to the Sports Radio 810 WHB Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch channels. Twitch has been popping over the course of 2021. Facebook.com/sportsradio810, Twitch.tv/sportsradio810, or YouTube.com/810WHB. We're in all three of those places. There is a Twitch comment from Bad News I Tried on Twitch, which is where you would leave a Twitch comment. You get it. And he said, D-Rob doesn't really move the needle, but it does move the floor. And they reminded me of a thing that I wanted to say last segment and then eventually got distracted by some other shiny object. I don't think it's quite as extreme as saying Demarcus Robinson sets a safety net, because if Tyreek Hill gets hurt, the Chiefs are still in significant trouble at the wide receiver position. Mm-hmm. But there is, I mean, it's honestly, I just think it ends up going back to being depth. The Chiefs have more depth at the position. If Tyreek Hill misses a series, then yes, it moves the floor up. I think you could probably say you could get pretty close to saying some similar things about Byron Pringle, who I know literally everyone loves because he's the guy that you've never actually seen have to win. We love Demarcus Robinson.
Game against the Colts, Josh.
We love Demarcus Robinson until he played enough that you saw that he was just an okay NFL receiver and dropped some passes.
After, obviously not this most previous season, but 2 seasons ago, we were all thrilled with D-Rob. Like we were everybody was happy that he was brought back last year. And part of that was because Tyreek Hill goes out for 4 games. I think he had 2 100-yard games in there. Mm-hmm. And again, part of that is like, Patrick Mahomes throwing to you. It's the Chiefs offense are very good. But everybody was thrilled to bring him back. And then he has 1 year where it's like, okay, you don't see that moment, and now we're just like, leave this guy.
And here's the thing, man. That would happen to Byron Pringle if he was forced into action on the much. And also, I think it's good that the Byron Pringle is on this team again.
Yeah.
You want to have as many of those guys as you can roster, also dudes that can go help on special teams and stuff like that. That's why I think that you're working too hard if you're overthinking it all the way to actually the Chiefs signing Demarcus Robinson to a veteran minimum deal. Makes them worse. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's not taking away a roster spot from anybody who would be developing more. He's a guy that you have there helping to stabilize the floor, perhaps, or just stabilize the status quo. There's still a lot of improving to do, but it's also better to have him and to have Pringle and, frankly, to have McCole Hardman than to not have any of those guys. And right now, the Chiefs are in a place where they need to continue adding players to this roster because there's still a lot of work to do. We'll probably talk a little more about some of those things whenever we come back.
You are listening to Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Hi, this is Justin Cole, Private Wealth Manager at Creative Planning. Over the last few years, we have grown to one of the largest nationally recognized wealth management firms in the country. While we are proud of our success, we are most proud of our Kansas City roots. We were founded in Kansas City and remain headquartered here because there's no place we'd rather be. We are Kansas City strong. Thank you, Kansas City, and thank you to our clients. If you're not a client, we invite you to reach out for a free, no-obligation financial review. You can find us at creativeplanning.com or by calling 913-338-2727.
We've been known as one of the top-rated lawn and tree companies in the Midwest for over 30 years. And last year, our 5-star ratings grew another 400%. And I think I know why. This is Larry Ryan at Ryan Lawn and Tree. And for some, seeing is believing. It's one thing to hear me talk on the radio about our college-degree turf managers, horticulturists, and certified arborists. It's another thing altogether to actually watch them practice their craft at your home. And that's exactly what happened last year. Working from home, our customers saw our Ryan Pros in action, and your reviews made me feel very blessed. Ryan Pros are not low-paid seasonal workers like the other guys hire. They are employee owners recruited from the best college horticulture programs in the country. Visit us at ryanlawn.com today and have a Ryan Pro out for a free estimate. I think you'll notice a difference the moment you see that clean red truck. That's ryanlawn.com.
Let's take a second to think. Are you happy with your job? Maybe it's because your job is not a career. Let's change that by joining Team RMEC Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. If you're looking for a career as an installation or repair technician, then let's talk. There's a reason why RMEC leads the way in the greater Kansas City area, and that's because we treat people right, provide professional industry training, and give our team members the backdrop of a strong brand to stand with. RMEC also provides a market-leading benefits package with a 401k plan, health, dental, life, and vision insurance, as well as paid time off. And let's not forget, the top pay in the industry. This is why RMEC is one of the fastest-growing companies in Kansas City. The time to join is now. Let's turn your job into your career today. Visit www.r-mech.com to apply or call 816-920-5955 for more information.
Hey guys, looking for a new rewarding career? Check out the Operating Engineers Local 101 Apprentice Program. In addition to paid on-the-job training with union construction companies, you'll learn to operate all types of heavy equipment, including cranes, bulldozers, backhoes, graders, scrapers, trenchers, loaders, compactors, pavers, asphalt and concrete plants, drilling and boring machines, and other specialized construction machinery. You'll receive great benefits and a pension plan as well. Call today 816-640-2336. That's 816-640-2336.
Mom, I'm hungry.
Popcorn? We should live stream this. Already am. With this new plan from Walmart Family Mobile, I get 40 gigabytes of high-speed data for under $40 a month. It's a limited time deal. Ooh, watch out, loose ball. Whoa. That's double the data with no contract or surprise fees. Yay, buzzer beater. All powered by T-Mobile's nationwide network. Makes me feel like I'm a step ahead.
Available at Walmart. Double data ends July 31st, 2021. Hotspot does not double. See terms at myfamilymobile.com. Walmart Family Mobile. Hey sports fans, Joni here, and I'm excited to tell you about the newly opened In the Zone Cryo. In the Zone Cryo will help decrease pain and inflammation, accelerate muscle recovery, increase your energy, and boost your immune system. In the Zone Cryo also offers Instasculpt fat reduction, personal training, infrared heat, compression therapy, and more. Mention Sports Radio 810 and receive 10% off your first service.
Come see us at College and Metcalf. Call 913-208-4859 or visit inthezonecryo.com. Feel, look, and perform your best with In the Zone Cryo.
Kansas City's favorite sports station, 20 years and counting. Sports Radio 810 WHB, Kansas City.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. The Orlando Magic sent players all over the NBA today before the trade deadline. Aaron Gordon and Gary Clark traded to Denver. Nikola Vucevic and Al-Farouq Aminu to the Bulls, and Evan Fournier to the Celtics. ESPN's Richard Jefferson on Boston, adding Fournier.
Their number one need was probably addressing the big spot. Their second need was shooting and some help like on the scoring side. So they got their second need. And to me, the Boston Celtics, this doesn't change anything for them. I think they're still in the third or fourth spot, but they're not dropping to like the 6 or 7.
Richard Jefferson on the jump. The 76ers get George Hill in a three-way deal with the Thunder and the Knicks. The Spurs buy out Lamarcus Aldridge today after the deadline. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports Aldridge gets $5.8 million, and the Miami Heat are expected to be the frontrunners to sign him. ESPN's Dave McMenamin reports the Kings plan to waive Jabari Parker after he played in only 3 games this season. Parker was the second overall pick in the 2014 draft. On the NBA scoreboard tonight, early third quarter, the Heat lead the Trailblazers 67-64. Also early third quarter, the Wizards lead the Knicks 64-50. The Cardinals will sign corner Malcolm Butler to a one-year deal. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler notes Butler will make up to $6 million. And Notre Dame is out of the NCAA hockey tournament. Multiple positive COVID-19 tests on the Irish roster.
Coming up Friday, we'll send you into the weekend with another Bart Scott's Worst List. Maybe we'll get another Shallow Hal reference. This time, it has a March Madness spin. Uh-oh. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin, Friday morning on ESPN Radio.
You're listening to Almost Entirely Sports.
And so I went before the show, got my tea, and there was, those single slices of pepperoni pizza. I looked at it and thought, that piece doesn't look great. That piece doesn't look great. Oh, this piece has some, melty, cheesy goodness.
Ooh.
I think I'm going to get this piece of pizza.
With Joshua Brisco.
And I did, because that is who I am. If there's a piece of pizza in front of me and I can get it for $2 and I'm slightly hungry, but also feel slightly not great, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get the pizza.
On Sports Radio 810 WHB.
I don't know when exactly that liner was from, but I think there is a decent chance that was either the last or the second to last time I had pizza from Quick Trip.
Last year.
It's so good.
I'm sure it's still wonderful.
This is where the liner's from.
Yeah, I bet that may have been me describing the last. Listen, I'll be back. But I have not partaken in any QT pizza or roller food in over a year now. I did
Pizza sounds good now.
I did get a donut there a couple days ago. But there's that. Ooh, hey, here's can I give a PSA? Of course I can. My mic's on and it still works, and I still have a key fob.
I'm gonna pass.
In fact, actually, I'd love it if you would stall for me for a second. Sorry for clearing my throat. I almost died on G Fuel this last break.
Okay, so I was wondering what that was. All of a sudden, because you weren't struggling with your voice or anything before the show. So I was just it was just surprised because all of a sudden, all break long, you were just hawking up a lung.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's just something's kind of caught down in here.
Yeah, just some little stuck.
A little bit went down the wrong pipe or something. I don't know.
Maybe just got a little too much G Fuel. When the G went,
too much energy.
How sometimes you get a little too much cinnamon and you ended up with a shrimp tail. Maybe just a little too much G Fuel and you have a crab leg in there.
I think that's probably it.
Claw and all.
I said
Mr.
donut.
Krabs.
Gary, full circle. I had a donut at Quick Trip a couple of coming back from the Big 12 tournament, because I needed to stop and I went and got a drink and everything, and thought, you know what, I'm gonna have a donut. I haven't had a donut in a long time, and today girlfriend Renee brought back donuts because she went and got her free Krispy Kreme post vaccine round 1. I know, me too.
Question.
Yeah.
If I get 4 of them, if I get all of them, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson.
Get that Moderna
do I
up
get
in there.
3 donuts?
Sure. Probably. I don't know.
Isn't it a free donut a day?
Yes. It's a free donut a day, but that's why
Wait,
I'm asking.
what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a free donut a day for a year.
Yeah.
For a year.
What?
Yes, you get free donuts for a year.
No.
Yes, yes. The deal,
What?
The promotion was you get free donuts for a year. Now they cap you obviously at 1 donut per day. So you get 365 donuts.
Now, I do think, in my experience, and I was a child, so this probably doesn't cut it quite as much. Like, hi, I'm 26, the light is on. But I think that if the light is on at Krispy Kreme, you can go get like a free donut off the rack or whatever, straight out under the glaze thingy.
Mm-hmm.
But each donut costs them what, 9 cents to make, maybe?
Yes.
Probably less. So
Probably less.
Whatever the idea was, it worked on Renee today because she went to get her donut and then came home with 6 donuts, which is what I was hoping she would do whenever she left in the morning. I was like, she mentioned that she might go buy a Krispy Kreme afterwards. And I told her this later on today. I almost said, listen, if you go get the donut, you could just get some more donuts and bring some donuts back because I do like donuts. But I didn't even say anything because I thought, you know what? She's either going to get a donut and bring some back for me, and I'll be happy to have donuts at my fingertips, or I'm not going to have a donut today, and that will be better for my body. It's really a win-win. What were we going to say, Rudy?
You get Krispy Kreme announced earlier this week at U.S. stores what for the rest of this year will offer a free glazed donut every day to anyone presenting a COVID-19 vaccination card.
That's
so you will not get 365 donuts. You'll get at this point, I don't know, like 260-ish, 270-ish.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, there's 365 days in a year. We're about 90 days
in
into the year, so
close enough.
265 minus 90 is about 270, 265-ish, 275-ish.
Too many donuts.
275.
Too many. Too many.
So probably about 275-ish.
Too many Krispy Kreme donuts.
Listen, Beards, here's the thing. So
I have too many Krispy Kreme donuts?
For lunch today,
you're just talking about 1 donut a day. Well, honestly, that's the moderation that you should be like.
I think if you have a donut a day forever, you're going to
But you're not having a
perish
donut a day. You're
early.
having a donut once a day for just a year.
I was
You're
more
not eating
insinuating
2
that I don't
donuts.
like Krispy Kreme donuts.
So this is what I'm coming back to. This is what I'm coming to. You didn't see that's where he was going, Rudy?
No,
Do you even know? Have you met?
Hi.
His name is Beers McFly. He hates good things except for ham sandwiches, chocolate chip cookies, and fried chicken.
It's not. But it'd be like it would be like saying like he likes chicken, but he weirdly doesn't like Chick-fil-A.
That's fine. Yeah. And there are other ones I prefer more.
Okay, but you
it doesn't
like
make you
Chick-fil-A.
anti whatever that chicken
but you
is.
don't like Krispy Kremes?
Listen, I was raised on Lamar's Donuts.
That's fine. You can be raised on Lamar's Donuts and still be like, hey, that's a fine donut.
I can't go back to any other kind of donut except for Munchers and Lawrence occasionally. And
Again,
that's it.
That's fine. I'm not saying it's better. I'm not saying you don't have a preference. But you are saying you just don't like
I don't like Krispy Kreme.
It's completely unfathomable. Krispy Kreme probably if you like donuts, it is mandatory that you like Krispy Kreme. It's just they're simply very good donuts.
Go get the vaccine. Go get a Krispy Kreme donut and bring it to me.
You know what, Beards? Save the vaccine for someone who likes Krispy Kreme donuts, okay?
Yeah, actually, you should get COVID for this.
That's not what I was even saying. I was just saying save the vaccine for someone more deserving. The PSA was not donut-based, by the way. I had half a donut for lunch today, which is where my life is at right now. And it was delicious. Krispy Kreme donuts are really delicious. They're just delicious little sugar orbs.
If you ate 1 Krispy Kreme donut a day and did no physical activity whatsoever, no movement, you would gain 15 pounds.
I probably gained 15 pounds last year. I didn't even get to eat that many donuts.
I'm just saying, like,
it's not that bad.
It's it is that donut is 190 calories. You know what? You could have 1 donut a day as your little treat and work it off.
Well, so the issue is that again,
just
run
3 laps around Krispy Kreme every day before you eat your donut. Eat your donut. Run 3 laps around the building afterward. Boom.
They're saying come get your vaccine. Come here, get your free donut.
Yes.
They know in actuality they're going to sell you a cup of coffee. They're going to sell you a few more donuts to take home to the kids.
It's about Well, give it to the kids. Just you don't need it. It's about discipline.
No, but I'm saying from a business standpoint.
Oh yeah.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. Because you go in, and odds are you're not just going to go in and just get the free donut. You are going to more. Yeah, you are right. You will more than likely. Here's the thing, though. I think our generation, and by our generation, I mean the poor people's, we're good at just getting that free food and moving on with our lives.
Here's the thing.
Okay, well, maybe I am. I'm very good at just getting the free thing and moving on with my life.
I also worked in a drive-thru for long enough that, here's the thing, it doesn't really impact the people working, but it feels rude, you know?
That's me.
That's fine. The PSA is not about the donut thing.
Because the people who are working, they're not seeing any extra money.
No, you're right.
Not the profits.
You're right.
I worked at Subway. I know this life. I understand all this.
You're not leaving them a tip
You
either
think
way,
I felt bad when I would break a cookie when nobody was looking so I could put it in the cookie jar so I could then have that cookie as a snack later? No.
Your manager at Subway just commented on Twitch and said you're fired.
Subway cookies are pretty good. It's been a while since I've had one.
They are pretty good.
White macadamia nut cookie was my favorite.
Bartman says with beards on this one, unless it's hot off the belt, too sweet. They're good. Put it in the microwave. And here's the thing. What donuts aren't too sweet? Donuts are too sweet. If you think donuts are too sweet, let me tell you about bagels, friend. You're gonna love them.
But at least Bartman is saying like, hey, if it's hot off the belt, it's good. So like, there's a way that he enjoys it. Beards is just like, nope, can't do it.
If you don't like,
I could basically just hand Beards a box of 24 free Krispy Kreme donuts. They're just yours, man. Just take them. You don't have to do anything for them. Just to have they are yours. I appreciate the work that you do. Here you go.
I'd say thanks. I'd eat a couple.
You would not.
So no, he wouldn't say thanks. Here's what I was gonna say. So I think if you put a dozen fresh Krispy Kreme donuts back there on the counter behind Beards, I think we could all leave at the end of the night. We never inspect them. I think we leave at the end of the night. Maybe we leave Beards in here last. You and I get out of here first. We come back 10 minutes later to see. I think the box is still there. I think there are 2 or 3 of them missing. I only partially believe Beards is really upstanding take on this.
I mean, I hope that's
I think
true.
Beards prefers Lamar's donuts.
Which is totally fine.
But that's not what you said, though, Beards.
Yeah.
You said you don't like Krispy Kreme donuts.
There's no problem with preferring
They're not my favorite.
Lamar's.
I don't care for them.
And there's no problem preferring Lamar's. There's no problem
You know what
being
I don't
like
care for?
10 out of 10 times I'm going to Lamar's. No, nothing's wrong with that.
You know what I don't care for? Black olives. If you put a jar of black olives on the console, I would not touch them over the course of the entire show. Because I don't care for them.
Mm-hmm.
If Rudy said if he brings you 2 dozen Krispy Kreme donuts, you'd probably eat a couple of them. Mm-hmm. Do you eat things you don't care for?
They're not my preferred brand of donut.
That's
fine. That's fine. No problem.
That's a reasonable take.
Absolutely
Totally fair.
understandable.
On the power ranking of donut scales, they are near the bottom.
I mean, it's extreme.
But
again,
at least.
I mean, how many places are you thinking of?
I have not given my PSA yet.
There's like 4.
Okay, because if it's 4 and you're like 3, I
Fine,
can't really argue.
sure.
I got no problem with that.
No, if your favorites are Linny's and Munchers or whatever those 2 places you just mentioned are called. If you've got Linny's and Munchers 1 and 2, and you got Cranky Cream 3, that's perfectly fine. And then number 4 is Tasty Cakes out of the vending machine. Okay, that's fine. But you can't say that you don't like donuts or also, aubergine. Which I think is just a fancy word for eggplant.
By the way, Quick Trip's blueberry cake donuts. Oh boy,
that's the thing.
It's
So
low key super. Man, it is.
Krispy Kreme.
God tier.
Let me say this. The donut that I had from Quick Trip, it was also like 7 p.m., so not hot off the presses. But I was having a long day. And I hadn't had a donut in a minute.
John?
No, I had it was like a cream-filled like chocolate frosting
I like
one.
those, yeah.
I do too.
Very good.
In the grand scheme of donuts, it was an okay donut.
Mm-hmm.
It was also here's that donut that I had, a little bit older, later in the day, all that stuff, and a donut at a gas station, etc. In the grand scheme of donuts, it was not among the best. Alternatively, it would have been the best bagel I had ever eaten. Because it's a donut.
Free agent defensive end Carlos Dunlap is re-signing with the Seahawks. 2 years, $16.6 million, 8.5 guaranteed.
You said free agent defensive end Carlos Dunlap, and I went, oh, that would help. has re-signed. Oh, he didn't play with the Chiefs last year.
No. It felt important to say.
Well,
back to the donuts.
Here's the PSA.
Donuts are good?
The reason Renee was like donuts are good. More at 11. Renee was supposed to get her vaccine in like a month or something. She's got bad lungs, okay? Just for the record also. Listen, I'm a young whippersnapper.
She stole a vaccine from a little kid. It's fine.
from an old lady. You pried it out of the hands of an old woman who needed it.
It was Thanksgiving Day at the grocery store. There was one turkey left.
Yes.
It was Renee and an old woman.
And she just grabbed an unmarked syringe and just stabbed it in her own neck. It was crazy. She also looks like Captain America now. I don't know what was in that needle. But if you qualify, she qualified because she's got those bad lungs.
Yes.
I'm currently not on this hunt right now that I'm going to lay out because I am, despite all appearances, relatively healthy. Despite our donut conversation and everything else about me.
Healthy it's a wide spectrum of healthy.
There's a
lot of different categories into healthy.
Yeah, my lungs are healthy. And I'm young enough that things are probably gonna be okay.
I'm tall, so I can hide it pretty well. But let's not pretend like my heart's not constantly at 100 beats per minute.
Also, though, Rudy, you're tall enough, so you're breathing over all of the droplets. The rest of us are spewing, so you're probably fine.
Maybe
But
that's why I never got COVID.
If you are within a range where you can get the vaccine, at KC Vaccine Watch on Twitter is a bot that will just, whenever vaccine appointments become available, they'll tweet out in Kansas or Missouri. I think you can get it from either the state you work in or the state you live in. And so for me and Renee both, covers both states. But it will tweet out vaccine appointment availability on either side of the state line in Kansas and Missouri. They'll tweet out the little link, and then whenever the appointments fill up, it'll say vaccine appointments no longer available at Walgreens Leavenworth. And it's a super handy little Twitter account that if you qualify to get vaccinated, and you're trying to get that done ASAP, it's a really good Twitter account at KC Vaccine Watch. There's my PSA: get your donuts and your vaccine.
I feel like the states and the governments could do a better job of letting people know if they qualify. Because honestly, I assume I don't in Kansas, don't have a clue. I also don't really know where to find that information. I'm on kansasvaccine.gov and it doesn't say anything.
I think we might no. There's something about Missouri and communications. I don't know.
If I live in Missouri and you work in the communications industry, which you do,
I do.
You qualify for the vaccine.
There's no qualifier about being good at being in the communications industry.
No, you just have to be in it. And radio is communications.
So there's that. I have found myself thinking, considering getting into the vaccine hunt, and then also feeling like I shouldn't be trying to elbow an old lady out of the virtual line, It's
a dog-eat-dog world.
Survival of the fittest. It's a dog-eat-donut world out here.
Dahmer
people's
eat
elbow
donut
right
world.
out of the way.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm probably not going to do that, but Renee and her bad lungs, good to get this done.
I assume you didn't. I don't think either of you two heard my joke.
What was your joke?
It's a Dahmer eat donut world out there.
It's a good thing I didn't hear it originally. I wish I could unhear it.
It's just for me is that it was so funny that hearing Rudy tell it twice was even fun. It just got so good.
That's understandable.
So anyway, at KC Vaccine Watch, good Twitter account, good bot, good job Twitter. You did good work. Did this whole segment end up being about vaccines and donuts?
Yes. I have finally found the information. I am not eligible for the vaccine in Kansas. We're in phases 3 and 4, and that includes people who obviously have serious medical conditions, and then also some essential employees, agricultural and food workers.
You can start smoking.
Utility workers, social service and government.
Bleed up those lungs a little bit.
Logistics, water, shelting, finance.
What was that last one before finance?
Shelting? Shelter, okay. Housing, and finance workers.
All right.
Information technology and communication. Oh, communication! I missed that part.
I thought that was.
Maybe I'm good.
There.
Just overlook that.
Maybe
I can.
I think if your reading comprehension is so bad that you miss the word communications when that's the thing you're looking for on the website.
I could have done Control F, but I didn't. Here's the thing. I guess when I saw information technology and just didn't assume that communication was giving me the same bullet point as information technology. I assumed we'd have our own little bullet point.
It's awfully big-headed of you. Yeah, it really is. But what was the technology? You were surprised to find communication in the technology region because you couldn't figure out how to control F to search for the word communication yet.
Basically, yeah.
Such is life. That's fine.
Happens.
Let me tell you about something that you're going to hear more about in just a minute. If you go to 810whb.com/makeover, you can enter into our Madness Makeover, which could have you winning a home makeover worth a total of nearly $10,000 with the help of Tamara Day from HGTV's Bargain Mansions. If you win the giveaway, she'll come to your house. She'll help you design. They'll bring contractor services, new furniture, new TV, new rug and lighting from her company, Growing Days Home. You can win this $10,000 renovation of your home entertainment room if you go to 810whb.com/makeover. We'll talk to Tamara Day about this giveaway and about what she's been up to since we talked to her last time here on Almost Entirely Sports. That's right. This show is officially a two-time HGTV Bargain Mansion star collaborator. I feel like that's all fair to say. We'll talk to Tamara Day from HGTV whenever we come back.
Did you know you can listen to Almost Entirely Sports anywhere, anytime? Well, you can. Just search for Almost Entirely Sports wherever you get your podcasts.
30% more meat. Good Sense, your favorite KC sub shop, is now serving 30% more meat on all their freshly sliced cold subs. Good Sense has always been the place to go for soft bread baked fresh twice each day, meat sliced to order, and their enormous 16-inch subs, so they were already good. Now with 30% more meat, they just got gooder. Stop by your locally owned Good Sense today to try the 30% meatier experience. Good Sense.
Hey, Kansas City, it's Jeff Briggs with Victory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the Victory Effect, our pledge to drive down vehicle pricing for the city we love. Folks, it's our favorite time of year. It's Ram Truck Month. At Victory, we require all our sales associates to earn Ram Expert certification. We want to provide you with an educated buying experience that helps you get the job done right the first time. Now, until the end of March, we are bringing back our You Choose offer with two great deals. You choose up to $10,000 off any new 2020 Ram 1500 Bighorn or 2020 1500 Laramie in stock. Are you wanting to take advantage of those low interest rates? If so, you can take up to $5,000 off any new 2020 Ram 1500 Bighorn or Laramie and get 0% for 6 years. Yes, $5,000 off plus 0% for 6 years. Visit us at Kansas City's only automotive outlet mall, the Legends Auto Plaza, on the southeast corner of 435 and Parallel, just east of Nebraska Furniture Mart, or online at victorymotorskc.com, where our first price is better than their last.
Warm weather is here. Spring has arrived. It's time to get that lawn back into shape. Do you want the best-looking lawn, but you don't want to have any harmful chemicals? Well, then go to GetSunday.com. That's right, GetSunday.com. You go there, you put in your home address, and their free lawn analysis tool takes care of the rest, all in just seconds. Sunday uses soil and climate data to create a tailored nutrient plan, so you get all the stuff your lawn needs and nothing it doesn't. Sunday is made with ingredients that you can actually pronounce, like seaweed, iron, and molasses, so you can grow better and feel better about it. Sunday explains exactly what you need, and everything is waiting right at your door exactly when you need it. All I had to do was attach the ready-to-use pouch to a garden hose and spray. It's just that easy. Let Sunday take the guesswork out of growing a greener, more beautiful lawn this spring. Visit GetSunday.com/Petro to get $20 off your custom lawn plan at checkout. That's $20 off your custom plan at GetSunday.com/Petro. GetSunday.com/Petro.
The Kansas City Comets are back in action on Friday night, March 26th at 7 p.m. at Cable Dahmer Arena against the St. Louis Ambush for Game 1 of the MASL playoffs. Kansas City Comets soccer is fast, furious, high-scoring action for the entire family. And parking is always free at Cable Dahmer Arena. And this season, all seats are socially distanced for fan safety. Get your playoff tickets today for the Kansas City Comets versus the St. Louis Ambush on Friday, March 26th by calling 888-9-COMETS or by visiting Ticketmaster.com.
For the latest on the Kansas City Royals, keep it right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
It's not often that you get a chance to reward and celebrate a player like Salvador Perez.
I'm excited, that we're going to stay here.
To have Salvador Perez behind the plate leading the development and the success of these future pitchers is so important.
Kansas City's home for Major League Baseball. Sports Radio 810, WHB.
With its dedication to bringing wellness to Kansas City, CBD American Shaman is excited to announce the opening of Shaman's Leewood Total Wellness at 117th and Row in Camelot Court. Shaman's Leewood Total Wellness offers medical aesthetics and IV nutrient therapy, and there is a full-service CBD American Shaman store there too. Start your journey to wellness with Shaman's Leewood Total Wellness. Call 913-227-9150 or go to shamantotalwellness.com. Life is better with the feather.
This is Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco.
We're a buffet today.
Yes, that's a great call.
And we are absolutely shoving it down your throat.
On Sports Radio 810, WHB.
Our second time here on Almost Entirely Sports, talking to Tamara Day of Bargain Mansions on HGTV. I know all the letters, I just can't say them all, which is a real challenge given my line of work. Tamara, I had no idea that this was going to become a recurring bit where we try to help some people redesign their spaces. In this case today, maybe help them win some money to redesign their spaces. It's good to talk to you again.
Absolutely. It's so fun to talk to you, and especially fun to give good things away, right?
Yes. Yeah, there's something very powerful about, I'm going to give you a link. You're going to go there. You're going to put your name and information down, and then you might win nearly $10,000 to get your entertainment room leveled up. I mean, that's a pretty good sales pitch already. I don't know if we even need the details at this point.
I would go with that. I mean, almost 10 grand worth of value to renovate anything is going to go a long way.
Yeah, I have to imagine. Again, you can watch Tamara on Bargain Mansions on HGTV, and you may remember our conversation last time. There's a lot of talk of neon lights if you were listening to the show that night. A lot of neon lighting, which is still very near and dear to my heart. Not mandatory, though, if you do win this makeover. So here's the deal. If you go to 810WHB.com/makeover right now, you can enter to win. Again, this prize is valued at a total of $9,975. From this point forward, I'm going to say $10,000, but you guys know it's actually $25 less than that. But with Nutter Home Loans and with Tamara Day, you can get an absolute overhaul of the place that you go to watch sports or whatever it is that you're watching. Tamara, can you try to give us a little bit of a look at what nearly 10 grand could do for somebody's man cave, for somebody's entertainment room, for somebody's she shed, I guess?
Absolutely. When you win this $10,000 valued prize, not only are you getting our e-design services, which are $800 worth, but you're also going to get a $2,000 in-home, in-person with me consultation. And we've got rugs, lighting by my shop for $1,200 value, and contractor service of $3,000, new furniture of $2,000, a new TV around $800, and all of this is for March Madness makeover entries. And you can enter between now and March 28th.
So do not wait. If you're hearing this now, don't go, oh, I'll do that tomorrow, because you're going to forget. I know you. You're going to forget. I would forget. So you go to 810WHB.com/makeover right now. I imagine, Tamara, that maybe the most singularly valuable thing there is having you be able to help people design and then also spend their money. I mean, we talked about this a little bit last time, but I have to think that you've seen some money spent in some places where it probably shouldn't have gone, and there are a lot of spots you'd say, oh man, if you could just spend a little more in this spot, you're going to level up your whole deal.
Absolutely. I mean, it's so amazing how many times people spend good money on bad stuff, right? Like, you could have put that money towards this other thing that would make it go so much further, and really invest your time wisely, your money wisely, and get the right stuff that's going to last instead of just a temporary fix.
So what could you expect then with all of this if someone who wins this prize? Again, 810WHB.com/makeover. Not seeing the space, obviously, not knowing the person, I imagine you're going to get a lot of feedback from what they like. Where would your head go? Where are you thinking right now? All right, how am I going to help you guys spend this to revamp your entertainment room?
Well, I mean, this is enough money and prizes to be able to really do it upright, because, I mean, in one room, you can do a lot with 10 grand. You've got furniture, you've got rugs, you've got lighting coming. We can really make a huge impact, and paint is inexpensive. Wallpaper is an easy way to do something really wow. And so we can make it happen with all of these different things coming together. And I feel like we can finish off a room, especially if you already have any good stuff that we can play with to finish it off with. I think you're set.
So what about the people that may not end up winning this prize, right? That are right now currently not going to wait till March 28th. They want to be able to tinker a little bit before this weekend of March Madness action. They want to get the vibe right in their room. They want to feel comfortable, but also, at home, relaxed, but maybe energized in a space. And you say, hey, you know what? I've got a few $100 that I'd like to use to try to give myself a little exclamation point here or there. Where would you suggest people go and start looking first?
Well, absolutely. First thing is tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, you should be at Growing Days Home in Prairie Village, because we are having our As Seen on Bargain Mansion sale, where all of the furniture and accessories and lighting and rugs and just all the good stuff is going to be on sale. It's a huge sidewalk sale. Everything is priced to be gone by the end of the weekend. So it's huge deals. You can make that $200 stretch way further this weekend than any other weekend at our shop.
It's also nice, you kind of mentioned this with whatever you'll be revamping, and then also, if you go out there again to the As Seen on Bargain Mansion sale, you might find yourself a piece, a rug, a light fixture of some sort. You say, you know what? I like what this has given me. I want to work around this and then kind of build off of one of those sort of big showstopper items, right?
Exactly. I mean, it's really, a new light fixture can change everything. It can brighten the space. It can be the jewelry on the room and really finish it off. But a rug can completely anchor your space as well. So you've got like the top, the bottom, and for a really reasonable price.
I feel like I actually may have learned. Are you familiar with the video game Animal Crossing? Welcome to the show officially again, Tamara.
Yes. I do have teenage boys.
Excellent.
I know video games.
Excellent. Well, so I played a lot of Animal Crossing in this year that the new one's been out for the Switch. And something that I picked up from people, I was trying to have better Animal Crossing designs. This is not a joke. And something that somebody pointed out was, what you could do? You use a rug somewhere in the room, and it kind of makes a little bit of a structure within the structure. You're not just pushing everything to the walls. You use that rug to go ahead and put your little table on it, your couch up against it. Maybe that's where your TV goes. And now I've used those exact principles to make a couple little spaces out of a larger space that I have in my basement. I've learned tips from Animal Crossing, and now I'm ready to come and pick up a rug from your sale.
It's exactly right. Like, a rug is the anchor to the room, right? It is where everything belongs, and it gives you a defined space to work within. And you're right, it pulls stuff off the walls. You don't want to shove all your furniture against the walls and then have a big empty space in the middle, because that's terrible for communication and conversation and just hanging out. So you want to bring it together and make it feel cozy and interesting. And the rug is the very first step in making that happen. And we have piles and piles of rugs happening this sale.
I might show up. I got a show. You know what? I think I'm trying to figure out when I have a show on Saturday. I have a show on Saturday, but tomorrow morning I might be free. This sounds, honestly, it sounds like the world's best garage sale. I don't know if that's oversimplifying it, but I say that as a compliment. I used to go to all sorts of garage sales and yard sales with my mom, back when I was a smaller boy, and it is an incredible hunt. Here, though, there is not going to be anything that you're going to turn your nose up at. So this seems like a wonderful spot. Can you say the location again if people want to check that out?
Yes. We are in Prairie Village at 5324 95th Street, right there at the Meadowbrook shopping strip. So next to Big Biscuit.
Also a wonderful location. You could go get yourself some food at Big Biscuit and then go shopping. This might be my whole day, Tamara. I might just completely uproot myself and just do that. That sounds wonderful.
You absolutely should. Well, and we also have food trucks there, Taco Republic. We've got Page's snow cones there, and 93.3 is coming with their live broadcast as well. So we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have food, and we're gonna have the best garage sale ever.
And so if you want to also get Tamara's eye to show up, it'll be all of her, just me and I. You want to get Tamara's design expertise in the flesh to come show up at your house to help you design, to take this money that you could win with help from Nutter Home Loans. You want to be able to enter the Madness Makeover. You can do that right now at 810WHB.com. Tamara.com/makeover. You're getting e-design services from Tamara's Growing Days worth about $800. Tamara's going to be there to consult, worth about $2,000. The new rug, the new lighting from Growing Days Home, about $1,200 value. Contractor services, $3,000. New furniture, $2,000 there. A new TV, an $800 value. An absolutely incredible opportunity. You got to go sign up for it now at 810whb.com/makeover. Last thing for you, Tamara, again on this note, can you tell us a little bit about how helpful Nutter Home Loans could be for anybody that's looking to maybe upgrade where they're at or how they're spending their money, to maybe allocate some more money to make their house feel more like a home, or to find a new home altogether?
Well, just like I did, we just renovated our house and we used Nutter Home Loans for the refinancing because we needed a lot of stuff to happen here in the house. And they made it fast, easy, and really affordable to renovate and make this all happen. It gives you cash in your pocket and able to really do all the things you want to do. So if you happen to be the lucky winner of the $10,000 prize, but you want a $50,000 makeover, well, Nutter can help you out with that. But if you aren't the lucky winner, Nutter can still help you out with that.
So for more information from them, you can go straight to NutterHomeLoans.com. And like Tamara said, maybe it's not moving, maybe it's refinancing to create a little extra cash so you can upgrade your space in a way that will make really just everything better. There is something to be said. There's a lot to be said for feeling very comfortable and very at home in your favorite spaces. Nutter Home Loans can help you do that. Tamara Day can help you do that. 810whb.com/makeover can help you do that. Tamara, thank you for joining us again here tonight, and good luck with the sale. I might just come see you this weekend.
I'm going to look forward to seeing you there. I will be there all weekend.
Thank you,
I'll
Tamara.
pick the right rug.
I would appreciate some help. Tamara Day of HGTV's Bargain Mansions here on Sports Radio 810.
Take the show with you wherever you go. Listen live on the Sports Radio 810 mobile app and 810WHB.com.
A reading from the Golden Oak Lending Book of Mortgage Lingo.
What is a cash-out refi? It's using the equity in your home to pay off high-interest credit cards.
Paid it off! Yes!
I'm James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak Lending. With mortgage rates at a record low 1.875%, you can save hundreds each month and skip your next two payments. You'll pay nothing out of pocket, and we never charge for a home appraisal if we can't close your loan. And remember, our local lending experts speak mortgage and love translating for our customers. Eliminating debt means putting your dreams back on the table today.
Updated bathroom?
Updated bathroom and a pool table?
Don't push it, Rick.
Get started with our fast and easy zipline tool at goldenoaklending.com.
NMLS 114937, 1.875% fixed, 2.913% APR, FHA 15-year mortgage with 20% equity and approved credit. JLB Corporation, 8595 College Boulevard, Overland Park, Kansas.
Hey, Kansas City, Stephen St. John here for Diamonds Direct. Did you know every diamond is unique? No two are the same. Even two diamonds that have the same grade on paper can look totally different in person. And here's another important fact. When buying a diamond, of the 4 C's, the cut is by far the most important one. You want a diamond that is properly cut, or you're going to end up with a dull diamond that just sits there. That's why I love to recommend Diamonds Direct. They don't even stock those B-list diamonds. Only the top cut grades ever make it to the showroom. After all, Diamonds Direct was born in a family of diamond cutters years ago. They know their stuff. They take pride in offering only the best and at the best value price. That's why I go to Diamonds Direct. A mind-blowing selection, up to 30 times ordinary stores. A no-pressure, no-risk environment. A complete objective diamond education. A free lifetime warranty with any purchase. It's a no-brainer, guys. Diamonds Direct is the total package. Luxury and value in one place with superior quality and the lowest prices. Diamonds Direct at 119th and Row, and tell them Stephen St. John sent you.
Vanderbilt's is your work boot center. Vanderbilt's carries all the best brands in work. Keen Utility, Wolverine, Ariat Rebar, Reebok, Timberland Pro, and Carolina. Whether you need safety toe or non-safety, we have you covered. Athletic, hikers, traditional work boots, or pull-on styles, Vanderbilt's carries them all at the best prices around. And check out Vanderbilt's for their selection of work clothing as well. Locations in Lawrence, Topeka, and Wamego.
Your work boot center, Vanderbilt.
Foley Rental is your local equipment rental store for commercial, industrial, farm, and residential project needs with a large fleet of aerial lifts, generators, trench shoring, air conditioners, and concrete equipment. And Foley Rental offers a wide selection of machine attachments for skid steers, excavators, and loaders, all supported by over 400 certified technicians. Foley Rental, committed to you from the ground up. Call 855-RENT-FOLEY or visit FoleyRental.com.
If you're a business owner, you don't need us to tell you that running a business is tough, but you might be making it harder on yourself than necessary. Don't let QuickBooks and spreadsheets slow you down anymore. It's time to upgrade to NetSuite. Stop paying for multiple systems that don't give you the information you need when you need it. Ditch the spreadsheets and all the old software you've outgrown. Now is the time to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Everything you need, all in one place instantly. Whether you're doing $1 million or hundreds of millions in revenue, save time and money with NetSuite. Join the over 24,000 companies using NetSuite right now. Let NetSuite show you how they'll benefit your business with a free product tour at netsuite.com/radar. Schedule your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
This is Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco.
Like, what is the touchiest thing you can think of?
A touchpad.
I thought for sure you were going to say me.
No, that would be gross and weird.
On Sports Radio 810, WHB.
During the break, thanks again to Tamara Day of HGTV for joining us. During the break, Rudy and I were talking about various little fidget toys. I'm just like everybody, I had the fidget spinner at one point. It never really did it for me though. That specific, I'm like the two-handed kind of fidgety thing doesn't really do it for me. What I saw in like an Instagram ad recently, and I'm now looking at them on Amazon. They're these little, they're like very thick, magnetic, like colorful rings that it looks like you can spin them around, then you can kind of make them like dance between your fingers, almost like, how poker players spin around poker chips whenever they're playing.
Just like kind of bouncing them, not bouncing, but just kind
flipping
of
around their fingers and stuff.
Hands,
I've got this ring that I wear. It's just like a normal ring, but it's got this, it's got 3 like intersecting little rings that I'm always like spinning and stuff that I don't even really think about anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But these little magnetic little suckers here, they're pretty alluring to me. Rudy was describing during the break that he suddenly did discover what the satisfaction of fidget spinners. I'll let you explain that momentarily. But the thing that Rudy said that really made me decide this is going to come up in the next segment. He said everybody has their fidget. Beards, I want to know what I want to know. You can take some time if you need to. I want to know what your fidget is.
So, like I was telling you, my niece, she likes to buy the push pops.
I found these,
the little bubble, fidget toys that you just kind of, you push them in, you flip it over, you push them.
That doesn't do anything for me.
And that's kind of what I was thinking, where it's like, hey, we all kind of like, because again, remember, like, because you were showing me that video, and you were like, the spinning doesn't really do anything for me, but the kind of the flipping them around my hand, and I was like, oh man, because I saw the spinning, and that's what really got me, because like I said, I constantly will, like with my mask, I'll spin my mask. Or I'll do that with my car keys all the time. Like
true.
I'm a spinner. Like that's what I want to do.
Rudy's a spinner.
I'm a spinner. So like having these magnetic rings, like I would be I just be spinning my magnetic rings.
Beards, what is your? Before you give me this, because Rudy, we can try to lead the witness or figure out if we can get. Beards,
also like a good squishy. Squishes are always good.
Boy, Beards, the fact that you didn't have the camera on Rudy there right now makes me so mad at you.
You were talking.
I thought about it.
It's totally fair.
I thought about it because I found on Amazon for $25 you can get a 23-pack stress relief toys for Focus and Calm. It's just a bunch of things that you can just like kind of like squeeze and twist. And there's a cat in here. There's a little panda that you can squeeze just laying down.
I want a stress ball to make sense for me. But it also doesn't. I am stressed all the time.
It kind of
I just want to bounce it.
It kind of depends
Beards
on the
is a
ball.
bouncer. That's true.
That's true. That's good. Beards' fidget is definitely bouncing. I kind of like, not necessarily a ball, but it's the...
I'm thinking about it now, and I'm so deep in my own head.
It's the liquid ones, right, that you squeeze, and it's like liquidy on the inside. So like I like those generally more than the actual like the foam, like kind of like the foam stress balls. But yeah, Beards is a bouncer. Not a great one. Or he'll throw stuff off the wall because he'll constantly throw stuff off the wall.
I bounced off a car. I did okay.
And then like just miss the wall and it just goes flying down the hallway, you know. But yes, Beards is definitely a bouncer or throwing something off the wall, which is just bouncing, but it's a vertical bounce.
Or I've just got like my pen in my hands right now, and I'll just like take that and kind of flip it between my fingers.
Yeah, so that's I think you might also be. Do you know what I'm talking about? These little magnetic rings.
I don't think so.
I didn't know they existed until recently. I might just buy a pack of like 10 of them or whatever because I could see this being.
Take 2 of them.
I could see this. I think you want 3. I think
I saw him. I think in the spinning video he only had 2.
They're usually showing up in 3 packs, but I don't know. I just because also they're the little ones that look like dice, like a die.
Yeah.
That little like clicky things. Clicky things doesn't. I don't really. I mean, I guess sometimes I click my.
What
pen.
are these things called?
Just
magnetic spinner rings, fidget rings.
I just typed in magnetic rings fidget toy, and they all popped.
Yeah,
up.
you'll. That's. I didn't know these existed until recently because I'm not the target demographic because I'm not a 6-year-old with ADD. I'm a 26-year-old with probably undiagnosed ADD.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think you are. You're the indirect target.
So you know what the real winner is? Put the ring on the pen.
Oh,
that right there.
That's a good sound.
Woo, that's money.
I like that sound.
Boy, I feel relaxed.
I found some of these rings, but they're like kind of tie-dye colored.
Oh, hold on. Sounds pretty good.
Looks like they might be up your alley.
Sounds like a good time.
Sounds like a real good time.
I just kind of given up on the fidget game.
Mm-hmm.
But I do kind of like the idea of having... The other issue is that sometimes I need to actually write things down. But mostly I think it's an excuse to hold a pen. What's wrong with me?
I like having a pen typically in my hands. Just like holding on to something.
I'm a pen wiggler sometimes.
Like usually, like pretty frequently, it's my left hand is like kind of like on my my chin area. And my right hand is like I'm usually like holding onto a pen. Like right now though, it's a mouse. Like I have that. It's like I feel weird if my hands aren't like doing something. It's like I know you haven't seen the movie, and I don't know if Beard has either, but it's Talladega Nights when
I have seen Talladega Nights.
Okay, when Will Ferrell has like his first interview, and his hands just start slowly coming up because he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Yep. That's how I feel 24/7 if my hands are not actively doing something.
Do these intrigue you, Beards? As you've looked them up? This show is such.
I'm intrigued.
Strange
because I could definitely see me spinning some magnet rings on my fingers.
I mean, the ones that I found here are more multicolored. I don't know if I necessarily want the.
Are you worried about the aesthetic of them? That just feels like you're infringing on my copyright at this point.
They're okay.
Ooh, I found an Among Us push pop.
Weird.
It's definitely not like licensed as Among Us, but it looks like one of the little Among Us.
Also, calling them push pops is so upsetting because that's very much not what they are.
But that's what everything has them labeled as. Like it says right here.
Weird.
It is. They are push pops. Like that's what they're called. It's push pops, bubble fidget, sensory toys, funny relief, stress, desktop game, soft squeeze, toy, logical. I don't know if all those words need to be there, but they're there.
Was logical on there twice?
I'm gonna go back.
Read it one more time. What is it?
Let me click on it so I can get the full thing.
Yeah, what's the product description?
Okay, here we go. Push pops, bubble fidget, sensory toys. Oh, what? Come on. Okay, here we go. Start over.
Yeah, one breath, please. One breath.
Okay. Push pops, bubble fidget, sensory toys, funny relief, stress, desktop game, soft squeeze toy, logical reasoning, training toys for adults, children, Among Us, Blue.
All right, guys, what are we going to call this product? Squishy
I
toy?
may or may not have
that's
just read one of Andy Reid's plays.
I was just going to say, can you please
Oh my
call
goodness,
this
they have so many colors. And they have them doing, they have an Among running red, or come on.
What are we talking about?
Look, it's a little Among Us boy. He's
yeah,
running.
I get it. Rudy, can you please read that as a quarterback in the huddle doing a play call? What would that sound like if this Amazon product was a play call?
Okay, we're running push pops, bubble fidget, sensory toys, funny relief. Get out of my way, you little dumb thing.
No, sorry, guys. Start from the top again.
I know this.
Delay
My
game. Quarterback.
that about your wide receiver.
my honey tab thing keeps popping up. Okay, we're running Push Pops, Bubble Fidget, Century Toys, Funny Relief, Stress, Dead Top, GameStop, Squeeze, Toy, Logical Reason, Trading Toys for Adult Children on 2. Among Us! Among Us! Blue! Blue! Blue!
Coach,
like Among Us Blue is obviously the audible.
Ready, break!
Okay, yeah, so we break, and now once we get to the line, Among Us! Among Us! Blue! 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 Rainbow Road! Rainbow Road!
Fidget! Fidget! Shut up! And then that's a handoff to the running back for 1 yard.
Lost of 2.
Yeah. Coach, I feel like every single time it's a delay of game because the play call is just too long. It's just too long. The play call is simply too long.
Andy Reid's giving it to Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy's giving it to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is giving it to the players. It's a process,
and
man.
all of a sudden they are literally sprinting to the line. He's just yelling, "Hike it!
Patrick
Get set!
Mahomes
Hike it!"
is exhausted because he has just read off 30 words in a row.
His voice is gone. He can't call any more plays for the rest of the game. That's a problem.
Let's see. Can I find another good one here?
A lot of these have the word decompression in them, and I keep reading it as depression. I'm like, these are really fixing a lot of issues. Like,
do you need help, Josh?
Obviously, yes.
Nice. Don't worry, I do too, man.
But I just am not expecting that help from these toys on Amazon for $8.
Mm-hmm.
If you could cure depression with $8, I feel like we'd all be a lot better off.
Here we go. Sweetum Signatures, magnetic finger ring, magnetic ring fidget spinner, toy upgraded hand spinner for stress relief, Christmas, and birthday gift for kids, friends, and family.
Magnetic what?
Can you read it very slowly for a little bit, Rudy? Just the beginning very slowly. Really enunciate really well.
Sweetums, Signatures, magnetic finger ring.
Finger
Finger
All right, cool.
ring.
Did you say Sweetums, like the fictional company in Parks and Rec?
Sweetums.
Or like the Muppet.
First word, Sweetums, Signatures, magnetic finger ring. Magnetic
You
ring.
gotta
have a longer pause there, Rudy.
You gotta
upgraded
pause.
Hand spinner
triple tap that space bar for me.
Stress relief.
Use an enter
Christmas and birthday gift for kids, friends, and family. So you want the pause after Sweetums?
Can you flip it around?
Sweetums.
No.
Signatures magnetic finger ring. Take 2.
No,
Sweetums,
we
Signatures,
can move on to the
magnetic.
next magnetic toy. Fingertip toys. That was good.
Magnetic ring for your finger.
Magnetic ring that sits atop your phalanges.
Signatures.
Phalanges ring, even you could say. Magnetic
circular device.
Finger ring. Let's see what else I can find. This one might be pretty good.
Oh, man. I really...
Here we go. It's hard. The first word, it's hard. Okay, here we go. Bopo, 3 pieces, magnetic finger rings, fidget toys, stress anxiety, decompression, magical ring, props, durable, unzip hand, ADHD spinners, tools with bearing focus for adults, children, colorful.
Is this like a tags thing on a YouTube video, or it's like,
this is
the things that this reminds me
the
of?
title. Bopo, 3 pieces.
The cruel
magnetic
part of this is
finger
that
rings, fidget toys.
This whole segment has made my anxiety worse. And it's really bad.
Because you don't have one of these things.
I know. Right now I am going to town on
Do you want me to buy you a Bopo? 3-piece?
No.
Magnetic finger rings, fidget toys?
No.
That was better that time.
Stress, anxiety, decompression, magical ring
I
props.
just feel like I could not be more
It's
compressed.
durable.
I'm incredibly
Unzip
compressed.
your hands. ADHD zip spinners, tools with bearing focus for adults, children. Colorful.
It is colorful.
If this wasn't the last segment of the hour, I would have taken a break 5 times by now. Do you want to just play an 8-minute break to get us to Lesky? Because I
only have 4 minutes there.
This segment is over.
Listen, we only got 2 minutes left of this segment.
Okay, I only got 2 minutes. Let me find one more. Come on. Go to the next page. Simple.
JT on Twitch says that Rudy and Shane share some traits.
Me and Shane Summers?
I'm assuming that's who he means.
One gunner down on Twitch. One gunner down on Twitch said, "I'm in and out tonight. Just came back and I have no clue what's going on here." That's what makes this the best program, Roads to Nowhere. Well, listen, Gunner, I'll tell you this: if Roads to Nowhere are what you're looking for, we are We are Christopher Columbus minus the genocide.
Brain Spark digit rings, 3-piece magnetic rings, finger magnet toy magnetic game stress relief fidget toy fidget spinner.
Ring.
Nope, no ring at the end.
Finger.
No, just fidget spinner. I'll repeat.
Fidget ring.
No, just go
Brain Spark digit rings, 3 pieces, magnetic rings, finger magnet, toy magnetic, game stress relief fidget spinner.
This is a real, like,
5 times too fast.
Yeah, it's a real rubber baby buggy bumper situation. Like Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
Okay, I don't even know if I can say this word. This is gonna be a tough one.
Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat.
Calida magnetic ring, fidgets, novelty magnetic blocks, fidget toys for adults, teens, kids, relieve stress and boredom, anti-anxiety novelty fidget toy set. Random color, 3 pieces set. Calidum? It's CHYLLDEM. That's the brand. What else?
Pronounce it some way else.
Calidum.
So
for $50, you can get a dinosaur electric train set with remote control, smoke, LED light, sound, dinosaur world playset, dinosaur track.
That might actually cure my depression.
It's pretty cool, actually.
I don't know about decompression, but that might.
Oh boy, you can get a ride-on toy electric high-speed rail train, SWAT racetracks, car adventure toys with lights and sounds. $110.
Is that all?
You're listening to Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
During these challenging times, everyone is talking about the Freedom Loan exclusive at A1 Mortgage. After the financial crash of 2008, we knew there had to be a better and smarter way to finance your home. The Freedom Loan. It will take years off your mortgage, saving you thousands in interest. Need cash? No problem. Need a break on payments? No problem. The Freedom Loan may be the last loan you ever need. The managers of A1 Mortgage could have any loan they want, and they chose the Freedom Loan. Why wait? Start saving thousands and getting your freedom back today. Call 816-822-8888. That's 822-8888, or apply at mya1mortgage.com.
A1 Mortgage, making your dreams a reality is what we do.
A1 Mortgage Group, LLC, a Kansas licensed mortgage company. License number MC0001649, Missouri license number 16-1556, NMLS number 268370. Terms and conditions apply, subject to change without notice.
Hey everyone, it's Tim Grunhart. You know I've been around Kansas City since being drafted in 1990, and I knew after the first season that I was here, this was gonna be home. Kansas Cityans embraced me, and I didn't look back. One of the things I love about Kansas City are the great people. People like my friends at Lamarcus Robinson Chevrolet Buick GMC of Excelsior Springs. Cars and trucks are very personal to me, so having the best is important. I've been a customer for a few years now, and I couldn't be happier. They're the professionals, they're courteous, and more importantly, they make me feel like family. Lamarcus Robinson is what Kansas City's all about. Good people working hard to keep us going. Right now, they have their 2020 sell-down event. There's only a few 2020s left at these low prices. Till the end of March, there's 0% financing for up to 72 months on select models. Drive to Excelsior Springs and check out Lamarcus Robinson, or shop online at robertsrobinson.com. Tell them that Mr. Truck sent you, a.k.a. Grunny.
Hey sports fans, the new 810 Fan Shop has all the gear you need to rep your favorite teams. Check out our new collegiate line and get ready for spring baseball and St. Patty's Day now at 810whb.com/shop. You can choose from a variety of t-shirt designs and styles, premium hoodies or crew necks, and even snag something for your little KC sports fan with our new youth sizes. Looking for a baby shower gift for the MVP on your list? Check out our infant t-shirts and onesies. It's all at the 810 Fan Shop. Check it out today online at 810whb.com/shop.
What's up, Kansas City? Jake Gutierrez here to tell you about my friends from Lightstream, a division of SunTrust Bank. Are you thinking about the high interest rate credit cards you used over the holidays? I am. When it comes to refinancing your credit cards, you've got options. but only Lightstream was ranked #1 by J.D. Power for customer satisfaction with personal loans. Lightstream's credit card consolidation loans start at just 5.95% APR with autopay and excellent credit. You could save yourself thousands in interest. You can even get your money the same day that you apply. Apply today for a credit card consolidation loan from the company J.D. Power, ranked #1 for customer satisfaction in personal loans. Plus, get an additional interest rate discount simply by going to lightstream.com/Jake. It's lightstream.com/Jake. Subject to credit approval, rates range from 5.95% APR to 19.99% APR. Include 0.50% autopay discount. Lowest rates require excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply. Offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/Jake for more information.
Tired of looking at the same countertops, cabinets, and tile? Shop Select Countertops and Decor, where you will find all home furnishings and excellent customer service. Contact the Select team and mention Sports Radio 810 to receive 10% off your entire project. Call 913-602-1303 or visit their showroom for the most unique selection to fit any budget. And they have great financing options available. Find out more at eselectstone.com.
Kansas City's favorite sports station, 20 years and counting. Sports Radio 810 WHB, Kansas City.
I'm Doug Brown. Leading up to the NBA trading deadline, the rebuilding Orlando Magic were busy. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports the Magic send forward Aaron Gordon and Gary Clark to Denver. ESPN's Zach Lowe on the importance of Gordon for the Nuggets.
He's a vertical element that they haven't had. He's the kind of cutter they haven't had. He's a better playmaker than Jeremy Grant, who walked away to Detroit. So I think the price was worth it. I think it's a meaningful upgrade.
Zach Lowe on the jump. The Nuggets also get JaVale McGee in a trade with the Cavaliers. The Magic, meanwhile, also send center Nikola Vucevic and forward Al-Farouq Aminu to the Bulls and Evan Fournier to the Celtics. Vucevic is the only player in the NBA who is leading his team in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. Woj also reports the Heat get Victor Oladipo in a trade with the Rockets. The Clippers get point guard Rajon Rondo in a trade with the Hawks. Atlanta gets Lou Williams and 2 second-round picks. Games in the final seconds, the Heat and Trailblazers are tied at 122. Also in the final seconds, the Knicks lead the Wizards 104-102. From the NFL, ESPN's Adam Schefter reports defensive end Carlos Dunlap will re-sign with the Seahawks, 2 years, $16.6 million. Schefter also reports wideout Demarcus Robinson re-signs with the Chiefs. That's a 1-year deal. College basketball, Oklahoma coach Lon Kruger retiring after 10 seasons with the Sooners.
Hey, it's Greeny, and we'll be jam-packed on Friday as we continue to work towards the NFL Draft, NBA trade deadline day come and gone, and we look ahead to the Sweet 16. See you then. It's Greeny, starting 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN+.
This is Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco.
Everything that comes out of Keller's hand is hard.
On Sports Radio 810 WHB.
This show has gone some places today, including me talking to a microphone that wasn't turned on for a little bit just now. Hachi Machi, tonight's show's been a whole deal. And you know what it's led to? Thanks, Human Torch 101 on Twitch, for the 2-month Tier 1 sub. That's right. This show's been so good that people are throwing money at us.
Thank you.
I'm going to take that money and I'm going to spend it on a little fidget spinner and also on trying to get Beards maybe some hand workout equipment so he can push the button hard enough to turn my microphone on.
I didn't realize I turned it off.
That's not bad. Huh. Really?
So, Beers, do you not normally turn the mics off?
No, because the on-air light is always
it's
on.
Always on.
Hey, Beers, feel free to turn off the microphones during segments. Sometimes you say
during
things.
Segments? Okay.
No, well, during breaks, ideally. But I wouldn't also... There's an ad on TV for a website that was very funny, but I didn't get it. It's such a funny name that I'm afraid to say it and get it any wrong because it might really send you down a bad path. Thank you for everyone who has been supportive of what exactly tonight's show has been. We'll try to Well,
we have wasted already so much of Lesky's time.
Here's the segue to David Lesky. Joins us now. You can follow him on Twitter at DBLesky. You can check out InsideTheCrown.substack.com. And Lesky, to really just sort of stay right down the middle of what this show has been tonight, can you please tell the audience about the dream you had about both of us last night?
Yes. So, I actually had you were in my dream. It wasn't about you, for the record.
I mean,
maybe it was. Maybe it was. I don't know.
Brutal.
Subconsciously, it's hard to tell. You see an Inception?
You never know. Look, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. But yeah. So the dream was very short. It was first. Let me explain. Don't be me at night. I fall asleep on the couch, and then it's like 3:30, and I go, I should walk upstairs and go to bed, and I do that. And the second mistake I make is I always look at my phone before I go, and I had tweeted something about writing nice things about Hunter Dozier and being smart for it because, why wouldn't I brag about the 3 right things I've done this year? And I think I saw a tweet from you or something, and then somebody had liked that tweet. And so my brain started churning, and then I go to bed. And I dreamed that you and I are playing for the Royals. I think I was the left fielder, you were the right fielder.
That works.
And Hunter Dozier homered. And after his home run, he went directly to you and said, "Thank you for writing such nice things about me." and you were like, no, it was Lesky. And he turned and said, "Thank you," and that was the dream. That was literally it.
It would have been more realistic if he would have come to me and said, "Thank you for writing nice things about me," and I would have said, "You're welcome, Bobby." And then he'd have gone, "No, my name is Hunter." And I said, "Oh, you want to talk to Lesky? He's our left fielder. He's over there."
No, see, but for you, everybody's Bobby. I mean,
yeah.
Every player is just Bobby Witt Jr. with a different number.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Everybody's just a different version of. I mean, because it's like all tissues are tissues, but we call them Kleenex, even though that's a brand name. All Royals players are Bobby Witt Jr. and maybe Asa Lacy are those are the throwing Bobby Witts, But essentially, everybody's Bobby Witt.
Okay, let me ask you this. Okay. The Cleveland baseball team is looking for a new name.
Yes.
What if maybe Kansas City could give them the Royals, and the Royals could become the Bobby Witt Juniors?
I'd be fine with that.
Okay, just throwing that out there.
The KCBWJs? Yeah, sure. That works for me. That's a good Twitter handle.
Okay. Could they just be the KCBJs?
Yeah.
Do we have to have his last name in there? Just Bobby Jr. I think it's a better name.
Well, it's a really good question.
Bobby
Rudy.
Witt Jr. is it's a little long. Let's just go Bobby Jr.
So Lesky, much like Rudy is about to be, Bobby Witt Jr. got demoted last week, and it really seemed like he was going to make a push to stay in the major league roster. The Royals ended up sending him.
Had a chance.
That's true. The Royals ended up sitting him down. I'm going to whisper this so no one hears it. I actually think that there's a pretty reasonable case to make. Take off your headphones, Rudy. I think there's a pretty reasonable case to make for him, getting sent down and starting, trying to, perform against minor league competition before eventually playing major league competition. But I am outraged. Explain to me why the Royals made this move.
Well, I think it's because the biggest thing, I think, the most important thing to remember is the Royals live to make you unhappy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's
Trust
number
me.
one. But I think the reality, I think you make a good point. The issue that we have is we don't know what the alternate site meant.
Yeah.
We don't really have an idea of where that lives in the minor league system as far as experience. And because of that, all we know is that he's played 37 games in rookie ball. And he was kind of just okay, maybe not even okay in those 37 games. Doesn't mean that he's a bad player, but we don't really know. Was the alternate site like AA? Was it like high A? Was it triple A? I don't know. Nobody knows is the problem. And it's actually a really interesting conversation to be had about it because I think there are a lot of teams, the Astros are probably one of them, from what I've read, that might believe that it's a better way to develop players than a minor league system. And I think we're going to see this year how some guys handle that. But with Bobby Witt Jr., that's the only experience above rookie ball that he's ever had. And it's just hard to know. And I think Dayton Moore made a couple good points. He mentioned a couple times that he hadn't really played much second before spring training. Second base is a tough position, just because of the way runners come in on double plays. Just different angle, different throws, all that stuff. It's a lot easier to go from shortstop to third just because of where you are on the field than from shortstop to second. For some guys. Now, some guys can do it fine, but I think that's worth noting at the very least. And yeah, I think it's just an opportunity to get some competitive at bats against not the best pitchers in the world. There is, I don't mean to bring you down, but I wrote this last week or 2 weeks. I don't know. He struggled a little bit against guys with big league experience. I think he was like 7 for 29, which is not great.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. For a guy who's got 37 games at rookie ball to his professional name, that's pretty solid. But he did some damage against some lesser pitchers, and I think it's good. I think it's a good opportunity for him to go. He'll be at the alternate site probably for the first month, and then I would assume Double-A when the season starts in early May. I could see a path where he's up before the All-Star break. Honestly, if everything goes perfectly, I don't think they're going to be careful with him, and they're just going to try to make sure they're doing it right.
Yeah.
And so I have 3 or 4 weeks in Double-A, 3 or 4 weeks in Triple-A. I don't think that's the obvious. I don't think that's necessarily the thing that's going to happen. But best case scenario, I think he could find himself up pretty quickly. If he shows as well as he did in spring training, I don't think the minors are going to cause him a problem.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a pretty quick pass, and I think more likely it's August 1st. But I could see late June, early July. It's certainly possible.
The two things I've got kind of maybe an argument on both sides. I'm just curious where you land on it. One specific report that I think may have been a Flanny bomb from retirement, but there was talk somewhere about how there was like an amount of support in the clubhouse for Bobby Witt starting on the opening day roster. And I think you even had tweeted something to this extent, so maybe I'm stealing this from you, but like there's a little something to that makes me raise an eyebrow and go, you know what? I bet it was really close, something they were deeply considering, because I don't think a clubhouse is going to argue in favor of the young guy like skipping steps for no good reason, just because he's kind of young. He's young and kind of interesting. I imagine, and also from things we've seen from a lot of the guys who have talked about him, everybody from Danny Duffy to Hunter Dozier talking about to Witt talking about how incredibly unique he is. So I think that's interesting, but also, if you're going to just talk about the process in terms of step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, I do think there's a difference between going through each step very quickly and skipping several steps altogether. That's I think why I'm not bothered. If he ends up getting held down at the various levels for too long, if he seems like he is absolutely crushing the minors and he's not up or seriously being talked about around the All-Star break, I might actually start getting annoyed. But as of right now, I think it's okay to say, hey, you're going to blaze through these steps in all likelihood, but go ahead and start here from level 3 and then step on up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly what the Royals' thought process is. What I had tweeted is Mike Matheny was pushing pretty hard for him, and if you remember back, this is way in the way back machine, but 10 years ago, Ned Yost was pushing for a minor leaguer who hadn't played above A ball, and we really hadn't heard much about because he wasn't on any prospect list, and that was Salvador Perez. Ned Yost wanted him on the opening day roster in 2011. Dayton Moore said no, it's not going to happen. But then he came up in August, and obviously the rest is history there. But it kind of, the way Matheny, from what I heard, wanted to Witt on the roster kind of reminded me of that, which if you look at the Salvador Perez timeline, he wasn't the uber prospect. He wasn't moving quite as quickly as Bobby Witt. The season started in April, so it's a little different there because the minor league season won't start until May now. But, I think the manager gets input, and if he's moving, the manager's going to get what he wants eventually. Yeah. And I think, also to your point about the players talking about him, I think it would have been a lot more difficult to send him down if he had kept as scorching hot as he was.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like he was having bad at bats or anything, but he just wasn't going 2 for 4 with a 484-foot home run every game, and so that made it a little bit easier too. And yeah, I think what they did makes sense. So it's hard to get too upset about it because he probably needs a little bit more time. It's not, it's like when you have a steak on the grill and you put the thermometer in there and it's at like 132. You're like, all right, five, 2 more minutes.
Right.
I was gonna say 5. 5's way too long, but 2 more minutes gets up to 140. I'll let it rest. It'll be good. That's where he is. He's got a couple more minutes left on the grill, and then he'll be ready to go. And once he's up, I think they're going to have a special player on their hands.
Fun fact for you, Lesky, I think you'll appreciate. I gave Josh like a finger up, like I was going to say something important. So he's thinking I had something really important to chime in. This is really just more of a fun fact that I think you'll appreciate. So this was not planned, but me and my dad would frequently. It's been a few years since we've done it. We would go check out another stadium. We decided one year, let's go check out Tampa Bay to see if it's as bad as everybody says it is. It just so happened that year was 2011, and I was sitting in a restaurant in Tampa Bay when all of a sudden I told my dad, "Holy bleep! The Royals just called up Salvador Perez," and I was at Salvador Perez's major league debut, and I have a baseball signed by him. And then also Jeff Francoeur walked right up afterwards and signed it as well. So I have a baseball from Salvador Perez's debut
with
signed
Jeff Francoeur's
signature on it.
That's
okay,
very good.
So that's a fantastic story. I thought you were going to end the story with Jeff Francoeur walked, which would have been even more surprising.
He did technically walk. Well, no, actually, I was going to say he walked over to me, but no, he jogged.
Yeah.
He was not. He wasn't. Yeah, he didn't. He wasn't out here doing things slow
Frenchie
motion.
ain't walking anywhere,
No.
whether it's on the field or off.
Have you been to the ballpark in Tampa, Lesky?
No, I have not. I don't hate myself that much. So
Okay, so here, guys, listen. I know this is. I'm gonna get absolutely flamed for
No,
this.
here's the thing. I'm gonna say it first, so I'm not just agreeing with you.
Shield me.
It's not that bad.
Here's the thing.
I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah,
either.
I kind of enjoyed it.
It might have been my favorite baseball
Well,
stadium
I don't know
experience.
if I'm gonna go
You know
that far.
why? You know why? So
But
because
there
my family
were like Devil Rays or Rays. I guess they're not Devil Rays.
Well,
Rays.
they're born again Rays.
Yeah, born again Rays. I touched one. It was cool.
So
also, I watched Eric Hosmer hit balls off like the back of the stadium, which
Also
is just
cool.
It is fun in batting practice just to see baseballs hit the back of a stadium.
Me and my dad and my brother went when I was down there visiting them, before all this unpleasantness, and there was a thunderstorm going on, which was a very interesting aesthetic because obviously it's a dome, and also you know what's great, especially in Florida, being in a big air-conditioned, well-ventilated area.
Yeah.
You know what's cool? Watching baseball in air conditioning. I loved that. That was
actually
incredibly
fun.
clutch.
I agree with that.
I met Billy Butler's grandpa that day too.
Did he sign that baseball?
He did not. No,
Yeah.
but he was a cool guy. They do have like a really cool museum in the stadium. That's like it's kind of like a mini baseball like history like museum stuff that was really cool as well. That I've just obviously every team stadium has like a team kind of like, hey, here's our Hall of Fame, here's our history. They have one it's kind of a mini history of just all of baseball. It was pretty cool.
I enjoyed it.
The not to get too far down the Tropicana Field rabbit hole, but the story behind that stadium is actually really interesting because they built it to lure the Giants, and they almost had them.
Really?
In like 91 or something. And so when when they lost them, because that's when whatever their stadium's called now, Pac Bell, I don't know what AT&T, whatever it is now. When the Giants stayed in San Francisco, that's why Major League Baseball was so gung-ho about getting them a franchise because they tried, well, first they almost had the Giants, and they tried to lure the White Sox, and like that new Comiskey built, which is now the beautiful name of Guaranteed Rate Field. And so then they gave them the Rays because they felt bad. They kept missing out on teams.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that either.
That's why it's so, it's so 80s. Because it was built in, the late 80s, early 90s to lure the Giants.
I did not know that.
With fans have watched the Giants play baseball.
You learn things from not in Tampa.
Yeah.
No. You learn things from Lesky every time. Well, listen, we passed up a great segue opportunity to talk about the Tampa Bay Rays Stadium, which I feel like is pretty on brand. But because you were talking about Salvador Perez and the push for him to be on the opening day roster, and I think it's 2011. He has now signed a 4-year extension. I'm not sure we've mentioned that on the show yet because of the schedule of all the college basketball we've been airing and everything. But you wrote about it some on Inside the Crown. I am of a couple of minds on this one. The one thing that I can't help but think about is that he is baseball old. He has had some serious injury issues. He is a catcher. It is a good chunk of money over the course of these 4 years. But also, John Sherman's worth like $1 billion, and it's not a salary cap league, so I'm not all that inclined to care about how John Sherman's pennies get pinched. So I'm flexible on this one. How should I feel, Lesky?
Well, so I mean, what I said is, I love that they signed him. I don't think I like the deal they signed him to, but if it doesn't impact anything else, I don't care.
Yeah,
and so that's kind of where I am. And I mean, does he deserve to be the second highest paid catcher in baseball? I don't think so, but that's what should he be? The fifth highest? Mm-hmm. What's the difference?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, my thought was, okay, I probably would have done something like 3 years and $54 million. All right, well, it's $2.5 million per year less for one fewer year. I mean, whatever. Is that really? Does that change much? No, I don't think so. I think the fourth year has a chance to be a disaster at $22 million. So it's not like it's worth nothing. But they were going to sign him. I mean, the money wasn't on the books as of this time a week ago, but they knew it was on the books. It wasn't like they were ever going to let Salvador Perez get away. And so, it's an overpay, but also. It's great to keep a guy who's a fan favorite who's actually a contributor. It's not like signing. Let's say they signed Alex Gordon after 2017 to the deal they did. It's not like that. I mean, they signed a guy who just had his best offensive season since his rookie year. Now 38, 37 games, something like that. And that's not a huge sample, but. This is a guy. He's a catcher who throws really well. Hits 25 home runs a year. His framing numbers actually were improved in 2020. Again, small sample, so who knows? But he's always been a horrendous framer by the numbers. And then in 2020, he was about league average. If he can maintain the framing numbers with his arm, he may not be that much of an overpay because I don't think the power is going anywhere. So. Even if he does get back to, the 245 average, 290 on base, he'll still slug 450, and he'll still hit you 25, 26 home runs, something like that. Play solid defense behind the plate. There are worse ways to spend $82 million. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, I think it's fine. And again, I love that they signed him. I don't love the deal, but I love that they signed him. So it's fine to me.
If the tail end of the deal ends up being a disaster in a way that prevents Sherman and the ownership group and the team altogether from spending on somebody they should be spending on, or you find that their payroll is relatively flat and they're not trying to spend to fix the problem of a lack of talent somewhere, or spending on one more piece that maybe makes them a contender or whatever. If we get to that point, I'm going to be upset, but not at Salvador Perez or the contract that they gave him, but the result of it. I mean, again, I have spent so many tens, if not hundreds at this point, of hours talking about salary cap stuff on the radio in terms of football, in terms of the Chiefs. The math of the games just works so fundamentally differently, where it's really more about if your ownership group has the money to spend, not if they're allowed to spend more money or not. So this one, like you said, I'm glad that they signed him. Like I would be bummed if Salvador Perez finished his career somewhere else, and certainly if he finished the last 3 or 4 years of his career somewhere else. And if it ends up being a bad deal at the end, the Royals shouldn't be surprised by that. Frankly, they should be planning accordingly at this point, I would imagine.
Well, the other thing about that, they signed a new TV deal, so they've got 2.5 times the money that they were getting yearly from that. So that's one thing. The national TV deal that they signed, it was like 3 or 4 years ago. I think that's one that ramps up, and so they'll be getting more money from that coming soon. Also, one thing that I literally just thought about, they've said they're not going to expand a number of times, but let's be real, they're going to expand.
Yeah,
they lost a lot of money. And they didn't lose a lot of money in 2020. They made less money than they expected to in 2020,
right?
Which they are painting as losing money,
right?
And the way you get that money back quickly in baseball is by adding 2 teams, because the expansion fees will come up to pretty much exactly what they didn't make in 2020. So each team is going to get a truckload of cash when they expand. Now, at this point, 2025 is maybe a little iffy on that. It would probably be more like 26 or 27, just because of the time it takes. So it could move pretty quick, I guess. So maybe it doesn't impact them, but they're going to get that money at some point from the expansion fees. And so, if this deal stops them from spending money in 24, 25 when they might need it, then that's a John Sherman issue and not a Salvador Perez contract issue. So, yeah.
I 100% agree with that, which means we can move on to the next thing now because I've established that we agree. You had an article go up yesterday on Inside the Crown, insidethecrown.substack.com. You can check it out. You can subscribe right there. It's free right now.
It's very good.
It's free.
I find myself like I get a little happy when I go to my inbox and there it is. I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be a nice read.
Yeah, I'm gonna be smarter about baseball in 5 minutes.
I've enjoyed them.
I love you guys.
The Bobby Witt thing. I mean, I still think you should have had him. Like,
I think he should be. I think he should be on your next opening day roster projection, just as a protest vote.
Hey, they sent Kyle Isbell down, and he's apparently still in the running. So
yeah, that's weird.
That's
true.
Good point.
It's weird, but I'm here for it. If Kyle Isbell makes the roster, I'll be okay.
So never mind. Forget your bold prediction story. We can circle back. What is going on with Kyle Isbell? That's such a good point. What is going on, and what should I be rooting for?
I have no idea because people are a little bit confused. It's a little bit different this spring because there's no minor league camp going on right now. That starts when the big league camp leaves in a few days, just for COVID stuff. But when a guy gets demoted, optioned, or just reassigned, because you don't get optioned if you're not on the 40-man because you don't need to be optioned. You can just be put wherever you want or wherever they want. You can still play in big league games. So I wasn't surprised that Kyle Isbell was playing. But then Matheny comes out today with, oh, he still got a chance. Well, then why reassign him? Why even take the time to fill out that paperwork? Is it just a prank to Dayton Moore playing on somebody? I don't know. I mean, look, if we find out that somebody just made Dayton Moore mad and he wanted to force him to fill all this stuff out and then not have it mean nothing, okay, that's good on Dayton Moore. I'm proud of him for that prank. But I don't get it. That said, I think that this is about second base. And your options right now are Hanser Alberto, Nicky Lopez, or Whit Merrifield. Alberto's having a great spring, but against righties, he's not better than Nicky Lopez. Against lefties, you want him in the lineup because he just crushes them. But against righties, then they face mostly righties. He's whatever. So the question then becomes, what gives the Royals the best chance to win? Is it Merrifield and right and Alberto and Lopez platooning at second? Or is it Merrifield at second and Kyle Isbell in right field? And I think you can make an argument that it's the latter. I'm a little bit confused why they optioned Edward Olivares so early in spring if they were this worried about Nicky Lopez. But they did. It's over. Can't change that, unfortunately. That's one of those things that's not a paperwork prank.
Yeah.
Because now he's used an option. No matter what. So that kind of stinks. But, I mean, if they think Kyle Isbell is ready, and I think there's a pretty good argument that he's at least close enough to ready that having him in the big leagues won't stunt his development, that's probably the best offensive and defensive alignment they can give. So, I'm here for it. The problem is the 40-man space. They've got 38 guys on the 40-man. Daniel Tillo is still on there, and he'll be on the 68 IL soon, so that's 37. But they're going to add Wade Davis. They're going to add Hanser Alberto. He's going to be a backup. They're probably going to add Jake Brent. They're probably going to add Irvin Santana. That's 4. They only have 3 spots already. So to add a 5th, it's not that they don't have guys who could be removed from the 40-man. I mean, they've got a handful of players who have no business being there. But roster math is hard, and that's where I think Kyle Isbell faces an uphill battle. But I'm encouraged that they're actually giving him the opportunity even after reassigning him.
No, I heard you say Irvin Santana and Wade Davis are going to be the 40-man roster. Is it 2016 again? 2017? Did we go back in time?
Did you watch the game today?
I didn't, but I heard that Irvin Santana was phenomenal.
That was filth, straight filth. 7 strikeouts in 3. I mean, it was. I was as surprised as anybody.
This
honestly.
is the same Irvin Santana, right? There's not another secret Irvin Santana.
Not as different. I thought
Irvin Santana Jr. Maybe.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's throwing mid-90s. The off-speed stuff looked really good today. Now the Diamondbacks aren't anything special, especially innings 7 through 9 in spring training. But I mean, he looked really, really good. I'm concerned about Wade Davis. He's not getting swings and misses at all. But Santana, man, they couldn't do anything with him. It was really fun to watch. So I'm a little bit surprised by that. But yeah, I think he's going to make the team out of the bullpen.
Can we have HSH instead of HGH since Herrera's?
I'm fine with that.
HDH.
Yeah, you did.
I said HGH. I mean, you can get HGH.
But Wade Davis might need some HGH at the
here's the
moment,
thing.
according to
If
Lesky.
he needs a connection, you just talk to Payne Manning's wife. She's got
She'll
it.
hook you up. Do you guys know how old Irvin Santana is?
He's 38.
He's 38.
He's older than me.
He's 38.
Whew. I have reached an age where there aren't a ton of players older than me, and I'm okay with that. But he is one of them, and that's weird.
He's been pitching since I was 11 in the majors. He's been in the majors since I was 11.
I was in college when he debuted, I think.
Wow, that's a trip.
It's depressing. But seriously, HDH, Jesse Hahn is the other H. Come on.
Ooh.
Don't forget that.
Are we going? We want to go Triple H. I think Triple H is fun. Or as I like to call them,
the other thing you could, I've talked about Zimmer and Zuber and Zerpa up. You have the Z's.
Wow, put them to sleep, baby. Put the kids to bed whenever the Triple Z's are coming up.
You go Santana, Hahn, Holland.
Ooh.
Wow.
Quiet down those bats.
So you know what? We're going with a very deep bullpen. Shh. Those last 6 innings.
The Royals, they don't have starters anymore.
Starters just got to go 3.
Yes. Starters go 3. You have openers that go 3. And then you quiet down. Then you put the kids to bed. And then the game's over. Boom. I feel like we've done some good work
What
here.
if Singer's starting the game? Is that how we get our
Yeah. Because you're singing for for 3 innings. Then you got to shush down. And then it's time to put the kids to bed.
I like it.
This is brilliant.
It really, yeah. I mean, that's one word you could use for it.
It's a word.
Yeah, sure is. That sure is an English word.
How are we throwing love lady in this?
Well, Well, no.
How does Dick Love get in there?
Dickie Love, please. Yeah, no. I mean, I have an answer, but I don't want to say it on the radio.
Yeah, you'll get shut down.
Yeah, I'm nervous now. I'm not gonna go itemized through your bold predictions that went up yesterday, and then also you have a piece that people can go read about what needs to happen for the Royals to be good at baseball this year. But people can go read that Inside the Crown. I want you to go to InsideTheCrown.substack.com, put your email in there. It'll come straight in your inbox every time there's a new story up, which is pretty much every day at this point, it feels like. But I would love to know of your bold predictions, which one you feel the best about. I hesitate to rattle them all off because I think people should go read about. I'll give you some names: Brady Singer, Andrew Benintendi, Hunter Dozier, the Royals in the trade market, the Royals making the playoffs or not. There are your topics. I'm not going to tell you the answers. You got to go read the thing.
Buyers or sellers? Oh man.
Are you going to be buyers or sellers? A playoff team or not? Is Brady Singer going to be the best pitcher in baseball, or is he going to get sitting down with Bobby Witt? You got to go read the story. Which one do you feel the best about, though, Lesky?
I feel the best about Dozier because, well, first of all, I dream about him telling me how thankful. But I just feel like he's going to have a monster year. I mean, I wrote about it 3 weeks ago or 4. I don't know. It's been whenever I first started the site. It was like the second article I wrote. But I just think he's going to have a really, really big year, and so I feel the strongest about that. But I'm almost tempted to say the Brady Singer part too, because the thing that gets me about Singer is he's going to face a lot of teams that didn't see him last year. I think like 4 of his first 5 starts, if the rotation sets up and there's no rainouts and all that, which is a big if. But I think like 4 of his first 5 starts are against teams that didn't face him last year because they only faced the Central. And so that's a big advantage for a guy who has the fastball and slider that he does. The reports I've heard about, I haven't seen him. I saw him pitch once. I think there was one television game that he pitched. And I didn't really see the changeup, so I'm a little bit skeptical. But the reports on the changeup are really good. And if it's even average, it needs to be average to slightly above average for him to have a really good season. I think there's going to be Cy Young talk around him that fades, but you're going to hear it early because I think he's going to get off to a really, really good start this year.
I like that a lot. I hope that ends up being true. I hope that we get a step into the Royals opening the Royals starting rotation, basically just being the Avengers. That's what I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that to get here. And then
I think it's inevitable.
I think it is. Let's snap my fingers.
And see, here's the thing. This is a trend that can't fail. You know what was the problem with the Mets? They went with the DC characters. That was never going to work. DC was always destined to fail. It was always going to flame out.
That's such a good point. And now we also have a bullpen for the Royals that'll put the kids to bed.
I mean, they did have Thor. It's technically.
That is a Marvel. Yeah,
they
didn't stick to one universe.
Yeah, that was their problem.
That was their issue.
And they were led by the Dark Knight, who's,
what's the problem with Dark Knight?
Well, there's been like 4 of them in the last
see.
like 2
also,
years.
but speaking of the Dark Knight, he's going to make the Orioles.
I saw that. Good for him.
So I don't know if you saw earlier. I tweeted this out. Chris Owings made the Rockies. Matt Harvey made the Orioles, and Billy Hamilton might be the White Sox starting left fielder. So whatever you think is going on in Kansas City that you think is bad, it could always be worse. Buddy Bell was right.
It was a bad day for the White Sox.
Oh, real bad.
Yeah, it was.
Bad news for them. Good for the Royals. Bad for them.
Well, we could get real. We'll go back to the AL Central again whenever we talk to you next week, Lesky, or whatever 9 stories that you write up on Inside the Crown, which people can go read at insidethecrown.substack.com. We'll talk to you again next week, unless we don't for some sort of unforeseen reason that I will hopefully clarify before next week.
Good. Thanks, guys.
David Lesky of Inside the Crown. Follow him. And also Royals Review and also Baseball Prospectus. But you can get all of his work. You just go to his Twitter account at DBLesky and then go to insidethecrown.substack.com. He's doing some genuinely excellent work there that really, I think, will make you a smarter baseball watcher in a way that does not feel like he is teaching. Yeah. It is just, you're just reading and going, oh yeah, Brady Singer hype train. LFG.
It's very good.
It's really great.
I'm thinking about boycotting it until he takes my money, but,
Well,
we'll see.
we do have a problem around just sort of the friends of this show and their Substacks being either literally free or basically free.
I have very little money, and I just want to throw it at them.
Yeah.
It's good when I'm trying to give away my money.
Go get your vaccine, Rudy, and then give Lesky your donut every day.
Oh, that seems excessive.
All right. One donut a month? One donut a month?
If Bobby Witt gets caught up.
Yeah, fair enough.
Want more Almost Entirely Sports? Watch the show live on the Sports Radio 810 Facebook page.
Warm weather is here. Spring has arrived. It's time to get that lawn back into shape. Do you want the best-looking lawn, but you don't want to have any harmful chemicals? Well, then go to GetSunday.com. That's right, GetSunday.com. You go there, you put in your home address, and their free lawn analysis tool takes care of the rest, all in just seconds. Sunday uses soil and climate data to create a tailored nutrient plan, so you get all the stuff your lawn needs and nothing it doesn't. Sunday is made with ingredients that you can actually pronounce, like seaweed, iron, and molasses, so you can grow better and feel better about it. Sunday explains exactly what you need, and everything is waiting right at your door exactly when you need it. All I had to do was attach the ready-to-use pouch to a garden hose and spray. It's just that easy. Let Sunday take the guesswork out of growing a greener, more beautiful lawn this spring. Visit GetSunday.com/Petro to get $20 off your custom lawn plan at checkout. That's $20 off your custom plan at GetSunday.com/Petro. GetSunday.com/Petro.
Hi, folks. I'm Chris Yates, one of the owners of Victory Chevrolet. We are selling more cars and trucks right now than we ever have. That's why I'm asking you to give us a chance to buy your vehicle. Whether you buy from us or not, before you trade in any other dealership or sell your vehicle on Marketplace, give me a chance to tell you what your vehicle is really worth. No hassles, no games, no gimmicks. Simply text your name to 816-617-2717. That's 816-617-2717.
Don't miss a minute of the madness. Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Tip controlled by Ards up top. Washington to tie. All fire this. Rebound Liddell. And Oral Roberts does it.
2018's Cinderella just got a repeat invite to the Sweet 16. The Loyola Chicago Ramblers have upset the #1 seed Illinois.
Your home for March Madness. Sports Radio 810 WHB.
It's Family Leisure's Factory Direct Hot Tub Sale. We have hot tubs coming in every week. No need to wait for months. Come get your dream hot tub today. Family Leisure also has pools in stock for spring installation. Don't go another summer without a pool for your family. Come in and see our huge selection of patio furniture. Family Leisure is your one-stop shop for pool tables, shuffleboard, bar stools, and home theater seating. All priced to go. Mention 810 and save more at Family Leisure in Olathe.
913-888-7727. Awesome!
Stop into Mr. Brew's Tap House in downtown Overland Park or Lawrence this weekend to watch all the basketball. Overland Park and Lawrence's newest pubs are having great specials for the big games. Mr. Brew's Tap House has over 30 beers on tap and multiple TVs to catch all the games. Happy hour pricing on drinks all afternoon and evening long. Check out their menu at MrBrewsTapHouse.com. 2 convenient locations, Mr. Brew's Tap House in Overland Park and 3140 Iowa and Lawrence. Mr. Brew's Tap House, burgers and beers together forever.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands, even tens of thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-259-8642. 800-259-8642. 800-259-8642.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You're listening to Almost Entirely Sports.
How do you feel about being called a barnacle, Beards? It's very strange. It feels right, though. I am the great cruise ship sailing across the 7 seas.
With Joshua Brisco.
Well, it's more like a dinghy with a leaky basement floor, whatever.
With a leaky basement?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that your joke was heading in a pretty good direction there, so I just sort of gave you the floor, and then you said that the dinghy has a leaky basement.
On Sports Radio 810 WHB.
A lot of things to get to in the last 20 minutes of tonight's show. First of all, thank you to One Gunner Down once again on Twitch, a gifted sub, the Z-Man. But right before that, Rudy did the thing that he'd been planning on doing for a while.
Yes,
Rudy said, "Hey, I'm gonna try to give out a gifted sub, monthly or whatever,
per paycheck, kind of.
Yeah, I'm gonna give out a gifted sub a couple of times a month,
weeks, twice a month, ideally.
And
not a lot, nothing big, but
just get somebody a sub to the Sports Radio 810 Twitch. Every once in a while is a little good deal. A little thanks to the Twitch community that's been so supportive and following us over here.
It's made it has added like a little bit of life to the show. It's made it a new dynamic that we didn't have before. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. And I looked over and I saw Not That Rudy was gifted 1 tier 1 sub to Sports Radio 810's community. It's their first gift sub on the channel. I was like, oh hell yeah, nice job, Rudy. And then the next message said, Not That Rudy gifted a tier 1 sub to Beards McFly. Thanks, guys. Beards. Yeah? That wasn't for you. That wasn't
meant to be.
That wasn't for you, Beards.
Wasn't meant to be.
It's like if you go to the bank and remember, I don't know if they still do this. It's been a long time since I've been to a bank. But you go to the bank and if you got a kid in the car, you're in the drive-thru, whatever, they'll put a little lollipop in there, into the thing they send you your money back in or whatever.
A lot of times when I go into a bank, there's a lollipop. I'll just take one myself.
Yeah, those aren't for you though. No. Really, I mean they're for
the customer.
They're for the children.
Yeah, for the customer.
And then Rudy gifted another one to Mr. Goen. So thanks, Not That Rudy on Twitch.
Somebody else had to get it who wasn't Beards McFly.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like I was saying in the break. It's like that episode of The Office where Dwight convinces Jim to do the Employee of the Month, and it's an honor system, and Jim wins it. He's like, well, obviously I'm not going to take this. So who's next? And then it's Pam, and everybody starts freaking out, and then Dwight does an impression of everybody in the office calling up David, just like saying that they're mad, and it's very funny.
You also said, Rudy, that there is some sad news.
And this is something I think both you and Beards would want to know because so Jessica Walter.
Yes.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you just learn that?
I just learned this.
Oh,
Yeah, it just popped up on my.
That's not really news anymore.
Okay, I just popped up on my Twitter, so like I hadn't heard this or seen this, but it just like GameSpot just wrote an article about it. So
yeah, Jessica Walter.
Or they wrote it earlier today, but somebody, I guess, I imagine they just retweeted their own article and it popped up on my timeline.
If that name doesn't immediately ring a bell, she is the mother in Archer, who is just an I watched Arthur. She's the mom in Arthur.
She's the mom in Arthur.
She's the mom in.
That makes that show very different.
In the animated show Archer, it really would.
Such a good show.
Which I saw before I ever watched Arrested Development, which she's playing basically the same character.
Yeah.
And man, she both times.
The only difference is
just a slam dunk.
Yeah, literally the only difference is what her job is, right? Because in one she's running a spy agency, and the other one she's not. Like that's the only difference.
That's right. Yeah, there were a couple of people that responded to a tweet that I had. I just tweeted that it made me sad because she's wonderful,
fantastic.
And I'm not a huge celebrity dies. Let me tweet about all the things they meant to me, whatever. She's just a wonderful, really wonderful actress that did a great job executing some great scripts. Also, it just made me sad.
Yeah, because I'm a huge Archer fan, and obviously the show will continue to go on. But it's just.
Oh, I didn't even think about it even still running.
Right?
I'm still a couple seasons behind. It's still going.
I assume the show's still going on, and I imagine it still will because it's a very popular show. But now you're going to have a character gone who was amazing and a big part of the show. Still be a good show, but a very vital part.
If they have to start the next season or whatever with a funeral for the character, it will probably be both brutal and very funny.
My guess is
I feel like they will execute that really well if they have to do that. That makes me sad.
So my guess is because I think the upcoming season they've done all the work for that. I believe. So the upcoming whatever the upcoming season, whenever that is, which should be pretty soon. That should be taken care of. But the following season, they will, I imagine, address that.
Yeah. It's just a bummer. She was 80 also, which I would not have guessed that she was 80. But yeah, that was a bummer.
Amazing work. Yeah, two very iconic characters.
She
did a bunch of other stuff as well, but those
before
are
that,
two
but
just very iconic characters for people, especially our age.
That's what I knew.
I did go back earlier after I heard that, and I watched. There was a best of Lucille Bluth on YouTube, and I just watched that, and I was like, "Yeah, this is excellent." Sad.
Yeah.
There were some people that were saying that were responding to my tweet with quotes. For a couple of them, I had to figure out what show were they even quoting from because there's so many pieces of dialogue that could have absolutely gone either way.
Yep.
But there you go. Yeah, I did actually want to mention that at some point, just because it's a bummer and she was excellent. So. Feel kind of silly for starting. We had a lot of Twitch gift sub situations. Sad death of a beloved actress.
It was very funny.
Am I gonna get to the goofs and ha-has again?
She was about the goofs and the ha-has.
Probably gonna
She was all about the goofs and the ha-has. Well, to be fair, Beards did ask if you could take a break by 48. We are at 46, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's just, what are we gonna and so you want me to sign off with Jessica Walter dead at 80? I'm not Brian Williams, I'm not.
Could be if you wanted to. Not with that attitude, you want.
I mean, but I'm not. I'm not.
With that attitude.
I'm not Don Lemon.
Yeah, not with that attitude.
I can't be Don Lemon.
Not with that attitude.
Don Lime, maybe.
Be whatever you want to be if you have the right attitude.
Don't think that's necessarily true. Oh, hey, Beards.
Certainly not true with that attitude.
You want to double down on the dead beloved people and do your Beards' Serious Minute? I got imaging for it.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
sure.
Boy. I don't know what this is even about. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
What was I going to... Yeah, Beards' Serious
Minute.
Go ahead and hit the button, Beards. Go ahead and hit the button for it.
Well, I did. Okay, here. I hit the button.
You hit the button?
Yeah.
Go ahead and hit it again.
There's a delay.
Beards' Serious Minute. This is a serious topic that's probably sad. It's gonna be sad. Maybe it will have a silver lining, but this segment's been pretty serious.
I didn't realize we had that. That's pretty good voice work there.
Bum bum.
So Elgin Baylor died over the weekend. Not over the weekend.
It's just such a bad segue.
I know. Elgin Baylor, not a lot of people knew what his career was like, and I just wanted to do like a minute on that, basically, where he was drafted by the Minneapolis Lakers, and then they moved to L.A., and he's one of those guys where he probably should be brought up more when we talk about some of the greatest players ever. He's just not, because of the career that he had, where he was on those Jerry West Lakers teams that continually lost to Bill Russell in the finals every year. I think he was 0-7 in that regard. During the 1962 season, he played.
Beards can't even eulogize someone without yanking on the Celtics chain.
During the 62 season, he was in the Army Reserve, and he could only play basketball on the weekends, and he literally had to charter a plane, or not charter, he had to fly coach to wherever the Lakers were playing the day before or the day of, play the game, and then go back for Monday morning to be back in the armed forces, and he still averaged 38, 18, and 5 on 48 games played. And he's just had this weird, unlucky career where he was on these great teams. They trade for Wilt Chamberlain near the end of his career, and they still lose to the Celtics. And then the next year, they lose to the Knicks, and then Kareem comes in, and they lose to the Bucks. And then finally, during the 71-72 season, after 9 games in, he retires because he's getting older and he doesn't want to be on a bench role, and he feels like he's holding the team back. And then they win 33 straight games and the championship. Then he was the Clippers executive for 22 years, and
that's what I honestly.
Yeah, and
that was my word association for Elgin Baylor.
And that's what a lot of people's is probably going to be, because for 22 years he was the executive of this defunct, terrible franchise, which was not his fault because Donald Sterling existed.
Right.
But like after,
now, what was wrong with Donald Sterling?
Did he
a lot of things.
Did he just care too much?
Yeah, that was probably.
Was he one of those type of
a real
owners?
Steve Ballmer type. Yeah.
Yeah. So just real unlucky
Too
career. Really, really excellent player. Really kind of the first like capital A athlete the NBA had.
Bob Ryan was on the pirate ship version of the Le Batard show, and he said he would make an argument that he was the most impactful, I think at least offensive player in the history of basketball in terms of informing what the next iteration of the sport would look like.
Yeah.
He said that also that Steph Curry is that guy of this generation, which I think is absolutely true. But you could
same thing,
no, you could make an argument that those are the two guys that, again, maybe not the best players of their generation, certainly,
Baylor, Nikola Jokic,
but the most sort of formative as to what would happen next.
But I'm trying to remember.
Agree with you more, man.
I don't remember the stat exactly, but there were only like 4 or 5 players ever that averaged 25, 10, and 4 for their careers, and he's one of them.
The other one's a Celtic.
Nikola Jokic.
I don't remember who the other ones are, but he's excellent player, and it's sad.
Bum bum. At JB Brisco, at Beards McFly, at Not That Rudy, at Sports Radio 810. Just do it already.
Okay, so you met the love of your life. She's dropped all the hints, and you're totally committed. Now what? Come to Shane Company and get the ring. You gotta experience a visit to Shane Company. Get to the store or go online and see what it's all about. You won't believe all our ring settings. Those halo rings she's been liking on Instagram? Yeah, we got those. Classic solitaire rings? We've got those too. Whatever it is she loves in every price range, it's here. Not really sure? We'll help you figure it out. With our huge assortment of always natural, always ethically sourced diamonds, rubies, and sapphires, you'll have tons of options to create a ring that's so her. Our non-commissioned jewelry consultants will help you get an awesome ring that fits your budget, whether you come into the store or go online. You can even book an in-store or virtual appointment. We'll make sure her engagement ring is perfect. And the proposal? Well, that's where you get to shine.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Do you love the outdoors? You know, hunting, fishing, and outdoor sports. Do you wish your current job gave you more outdoor time? Would you like something more fulfilling that provides better for you and your family? If so, I have something for you. This is Larry Ryan at 100% employee-owned Ryan Lawn and Tree. We don't offer seasonal jobs. We offer great careers, 12 months a year with full benefits plus ownership. That's why Ryan has such great people. And these great employee owners grow our company, creating new opportunities for you. Of course, a career at Ryan Lawn & Tree isn't for everyone. It's hard work outdoors that demands a hard worker. Someone who takes pride in his or her work. Someone who likes being challenged to be a little better each day. Someone who also likes the idea of being paid to stay in great shape and owning a piece of the company. If this sounds like you, apply online at ryanlawn.com. You have big goals. This is a big opportunity. Apply today at ryanlawn.com.
There's nothing like the sounds of your son learning to dribble, or the sounds of your daughter learning to tap dance. A local family-owned hardwood flooring specialist company wants to help you remember these sounds for the rest of your life with a quality wood floor. Acme Floor has been in business for almost 100 years and is so entrusted with its workmanship and quality of materials that KU and MU called them to build their wood basketball courts. You may not be looking for a basketball court, but Acme Floor can help you create the sounds and look you want in your home. From the floor at the Nelson Atkins Block Building, UMKC Swinney Rec, the stages at the Kauffman Center, to your kitchen. No project is too big and no budget is too small. If you're looking at laying a new floor, refinish or resurface your hardwood floors, why not call the best? Give Acme Floor Company a call at 913-888-3200. Acme Floor Company works with both residential and commercial customers. Go by their Lenexa showroom at 10100 Marshall Drive. 4-generation family owned and operated.
If you drive a car, truck, SUV, or vehicle of any kind, you need Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. That's right. With the free Get Upside gas app, you can get up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time you buy gas. Nearly 3 million people have earned cash back with Get Upside just for buying gas.
I always use Get Upside. Some months I make $200 to $300.
I love getting money back for things I use every day. It's just free money for buying gas.
There's no catch. It's simple. And you get your cash back right away.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code OIL for a 50-cent per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 75 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Earn cash back on gas on every fill-up. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code OIL for a 50-cent per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code OIL.
This is Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
This is sort of related to what last segment was largely about. There's a tweet from Shea Serrano that I saw during the break saying, "Gonna pay a stranger to show up to my funeral dressed in a really elaborate outfit, like with a sword and cape, and he's not gonna talk to anyone. He's just gonna stroll up to my casket and then lean over the edge and whisper, 'I win,' just loud enough that others can hear him when they walk out."
So good.
And then he walks out.
That's definitely better than like just having somebody in the back in their trench coat.
Well, so
and
what?
Sunglasses.
This is the question.
Can I get
who do you want to pay to show up at your funeral?
So I'm gonna go with Richie Incognito because I want him to cut my head off with said sword. That's who I think I'd go for.
I don't have an answer that's as good as that, so I'm not going to say anything.
Well, I mean, we still got 28 seconds or something.
Everybody
to
would.
show.
I would be known forever. I would die. I would literally have become famous in my death. Me, Picasso.
I'm gonna pay Nick Cage.
Shakespeare.
I'm gonna pay Nick Cage.
That's
to
better.
show up. Bye, Mom.
You are listening to Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Hey, Kansas City, it's Jeff Briggs with Victory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the Victory Effect. Our pledge to drive down vehicle pricing